Nope. Alrighty. Battle Royale time. Everyone's favorite. Start up this here queue. As you can see, I've played a lot so far. Just kind of getting a feel for it. Not a big Battle Royale fan, honestly, but this is part of an upcoming MMO that I'm excited about, so I figured I would try and check it out as much as I could. If everything didn't just die. There we go. Maybe. Probably shouldn't try to stream this, because, I don't know, I've had a lot of luck lately with things crashing on me, but we'll see. I've turned down the settings. It might not be as high quality, but hopefully we'll be able to play. And again, this is mostly just to kind of experience what the MMO might be like, and see how far they've come. The way this is Ashes of Creation Apocalypse, but the MMO, according to the developers, Intrepid, everything we see here is kind of modular, and so if it works here, it'll work in the MMO. A lot of the buildings are the buildings that you'll see. That sort of thing. The assets are created. Wow, I came in right before it started. Usually the wait is quite a bit longer. But yeah, if any of you guys watching are curious about the MMO, I do know a little bit. I've been meaning to make a video now for a while about it, but I don't know. Other things have come up. And if you saw that most recent ArcheAge video, part of the reason, and I didn't say this in the video, that I am so excited for ArcheAge is this game is kind of like a more, well, when it's done, it'll be like a more modern version of a lot of the systems that are in that game. So it'll be a playable version of this in another way, in other words. But yeah, I'm not good at Battle Royale. This game is free to play. Feel free to stream snipe me and kill me. That's fine. We're just here to kind of explore and you know, hopefully get a kill or two along the way. And I've only ever played a little bit of Apex and Fortnite when it first came out, before all of the shenanigans features, so, I mean, I don't really know what the hell I'm doing. Keep that in mind. As always, I'm sure no one here is for the gameplay. Alright, let's see if we can find some dudes. Thought I saw somebody else drop in here with me. So you equip gear. The gear is what gives you abilities, so I can stealth. Thought that windmill was a player, apparently. You'll get teleports, a lot of magic-based abilities. One of them is a polymorph that'll kind of disguise you as like a barrel or something. And I'm not sure that any of these abilities themselves will actually make it into the MMO, but they are sort of just testing abilities, which is cool. I mean, we've got a character model. We've got if I can get a melee, I can show you a little dodge forward that they have set up. Again, not really sure if that's going to be in the MMO per se, but you can get an idea of what animations will look like. And this will be like a small portion of what the map will actually be like at launch as well. And then for anyone who cares about story, as you know, I'm Mr. Lore here. This is like the event that leads into the MMO. I know a lot of players aren't exactly, or people, I can't even call them players, the game isn't available, but see, we got a magic book here you can use for some pretty cool stuff. But yeah, I know a lot of players aren't, or people interested in Ashes of Creation aren't very excited about the Battle Royale element. They claim this is just to test things out, but I guarantee, and I'm sure that they've said, that this will remain even once that MMO does come out. So it's not all for testing, but hey, it is somewhat for testing. And it's a playable version of what they have accomplished so far, so I'm definitely interested. I don't know if I'll be spending any money. There are some cash shop items, but those do transfer into the MMO as well, which will have its own cosmetic cash shop, like every MMO seems to have these days. So, pretty standard stuff. Seems like there's only about 28 players, so pretty big map. So, no, that's a horse. Okay. We'll see what we see. And this is more recently available on Steam. So you can get that nice and easy. And I've actually, I think I'm under some authority here, just from my own experience, to tell you, if you're going to check this game out, definitely play it on Steam. Because it seems that their launcher is having issues, but running it through Steam is pretty, it's been working out. You can grab horses. They'll just sort of be mine now. And then I believe it's just H to summon the horse. Maybe? It's on cooldown. I see. I always grab a horse and I almost never use it, so we'll see. This is an oddly silent game. Normally I've seen somebody by now, but I guess I am heading away from the circle, which is gonna decrease my odds, but I don't have a ton of gear just yet. And you guys can't see this, but I do have the frame rate. It does seem like they've already locked down a pretty stable 60 FPS for the most part. I am playing on a computer with decent specs, so I'm not sure if that's part of it. I don't know how much optimization has been made for the game just yet. Ooh, ooh. Upgrade my book there. And, got 2 of those. Go ahead and swap this out. I actually really like this. So, you can do stuff like this. You can kind of do like a little dash. There's a stamina system in this BR. So, not for sprinting, surprisingly. Oh, little bow upgrade there too. Does seem like red is the highest. But it also seems like for the gear and abilities that you get, those are somewhat random. As far as I can tell so far. I'm like a level 2 account playing here, so only had so much time to check it out. But I have been following the development of the MMO pretty closely. For a while now. There will eventually be a video on this, but there's a lot of systems that are kind of on paper more than in practice, as far as I can tell. I don't know. I've seen some trailers that lead me to believe that it's a little bit further along than maybe I originally thought, but and I'm gonna end up winning just because I'm not around anyone. Just kidding. I won a few times during the original, like, well, not original, but one of their earlier tests where you could play for like a single day. But now it appears they're in early access and we can play this as much as we like. And this weekend, if you end up playing, I guess there's some sort of dragon skin that you can unlock. And obviously there aren't any dragons in this BR, so I guess that's for the MMO. Crossbow, shield. Cool. I gotta get the heck out of here. I think it's already a pretty good looking game, all things considered. A lot of these towns and outposts are part of, I imagine, what the node system will be. For those of you guys who don't know much about Ashes of Creation, the world is basically going to start empty, and it's only through player interaction that things like bridges and towns will form, and you'll be progressing those towns over time. So a lot of what we're seeing here are probably those nodes at different stages of development. They'll be locked for the Battle Royale, but in the MMO, they'll be more dynamic. And I mean, this is a sizable map for a BR. So, I mean, I think they said this is like a fourth of the size. I'd have to look it up again. This is just a section of what we'll get for the MMO. And it does appear like it's going to have fairly action-oriented combat, which will be exciting. I don't think I've played, outside of BDO, I don't think I've played a full action MMO, like, at all. Uh-oh. Oops. Thought I had my, melee. Well, we're down to 19 people. This has been real exciting so far. Seems like you guys are really interested as well. Kind of figured if I played a BR, viewership would be down. That's totally fine. I'm just in it to, I don't know, check out sort of like a demo for an MMO in a way. Very mixed feelings, even for myself, but definitely amongst Ashes of Creation fans and people who actually paid a good deal of money already to get early access to the MMO, and well, this exists, and I guess it's both exciting and frustrating, right? So ah, dang. I do like the architecture of a lot of these buildings, though. Oh, I see somebody. And it looks like I switched out for polymorph. Hooray! Definitely want to still make my way towards that there circle. Some odd lighting effects that sometimes look like players. Also, a little bit of pop-in, but certainly not as bad as I've seen. It's more gradual pop-in. I guess that wouldn't be pop-in, right? But you know what I'm saying. Alright, where did this dude roam off to? You scouting me? Did you see me too? People coming up behind me? What's going on? 18 people. What game is this? This is Ashes of Creation Apocalypse. It's a battle royale, but they say this is the test bed for the MMO. I think it's safe to say that anyone looking forward to the MMO or knows anything about it, it's probably another year or two out, but I don't know. It's really hard to gauge how much, like, how far they've come. Like, obviously all this is here, and this is still kind of a work in progress. It's early access, but all right. It's focus time. Because we're getting a pretty small circle now, and I've still not really seen anybody. Hopefully we'll get some more peeps. Can't really see what's going on over there. Don't sneak up on me, please. It's kind of cool that it's seemingly going to end on, ooh, on this castle, but... Oh, someone's actually decent. Look at that. Okay, so, excuse me. Excuse me, please. Oh, excuse me, please. Oh, excuse me. I've been outed. Well, you can see why I'm level 2, eh? I'm still trying to figure out what the tier list is for all of the weapons. Not in terms of rarity, but in terms of functionality, I suppose. But we're going to get better at this. Assuming that any of this carries over to the MMO, I want to get a feel for it at least. And if I hit level 7 by the end of the weekend, I get a cool dragon skin. Battle Royale MMO? No. Let me stop you right there. Not a Battle Royale MMO. Oh no. Oh no, guys. The game crashed. I've been having really good luck with the Steam launcher. I just said so. Let's try and get that open again. Turn off display capture. I had display capture on because I couldn't find a good way to capture ArcheAge, which was going to be my original stream tonight. And it very well may become that at this point. We'll see. Okay, we're back in. Little crash during player sorting. During queue. Okay, we're good. Now, combat looks like a hardcore version of ESO. See, I'm not sure how much of this combat will even carry over to the MMO. I think this is sort of just them testing out combat, just like different aspects of it. But yeah, just Dragon Elite, just so you know, it is not a Battle Royale MMO. This is a Battle Royale testing features for a separate game that is an MMO. Just so we're clear, I just don't want... It's see, this is why you don't do this sort of thing. It just confuses people, and really people should be hyped about the MMO. It's gonna do some things that I feel like games haven't done in a minute. I'm pretty pumped for it, actually. Until this keeps happening. I'll give it a couple more tries. We'll see if we can get in there. I'll check for updates real quick. Give me 1 second, and if not, we'll just switch over to ArcheAge, because I'm gonna make sure I actually close out of all of this too. I don't know if that's part of the issue. Yeah. Fair enough, guys. Also, I hope you guys enjoy this flesh-colored, I didn't realize, but this pretty flesh-colored t-shirt I got on. Looks like I'm sitting here shirtless just for you guys, right? So, here we go. Seems to log in okay. It seemed pretty stable last night. That's why I was like, you know, I could probably get away with playing this on stream, but... yeah, the MMO itself is, in my opinion, the most ambitious and exciting MMO coming out right now. Obviously, things are still in the works. This is still early access. Please let me into your game again. I got to play once. Please. Ugh. What is happening? Well, this is turning out to be a bust. I'm going to give it some tries. Feel free to ask any questions about the MMO if you guys are curious, but... how is ArcheAge Reforged? Do you mean Unchained? ArcheAge Unchained hasn't released yet. It's just that it's coming out very shortly. I've been following it. It's going to basically be the same game that it already is, but they're going to remove a lot of the pay-for-advantage features that were in the original Korean and North America releases of the free-to-play version of the game. Unchained is like its own thing. It's got its own servers. You can use the same Glyph account, or you can get it through Steam. And they're going to just be restructuring some of the rewards to be obtainable in-game through gameplay or through login rewards instead of through purchases. There will still be some kind of cash shop, because it's inevitable at this point. I guess it's just impossible to make a game without some sort of marketplace. Well, I guess I'm just an older gamer, but just seems to be not in the cards. Come on. All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna switch over to ArcheAge. I don't really know. Like, let me, here, I'll enable display just so it's not totally boring. And what we'll do is we'll take a quick look at their Twitter, right? We'll see what's going on. See if there's going to be downtime. If I should be able to play, then I might try to get in still. There's a lot of stuff in there that I still haven't seen. There's a lot of regions of that map I still haven't seen. Hashes of creation support. Currently investigating EU login issue. Will notify you once all. Huh. Can't imagine it's just an issue on my end, right? I mean, I hope it's not that I'm streaming. That would be really unfortunate. Very cool. I've always liked that game before it became pay to win. Yeah, that's honestly what I'm mostly excited about, because it's a playable MMO that's coming out. Whenever they finish this project, I will be a happy boy, because I think this is right up my alley. Because of how their node system works, and again, just like with ArcheAge, there's a good emphasis on player versus player, and the longer I play MMOs, the more I just sort of lean into that, like, being a really important part of an MMO, because when all the story is done, when the achievements have been got, you got decent gear, you need some kind of infinitely replayable content, and nothing is more infinitely replayable than player versus player, especially when you can do that in the open world maps, or, you know, in the case of ArcheAge, you can do naval combat, which is kind of awesome. As long as they can come through and not actually put garbage pay-to-win items into the cash shop, I think we'll be good. I actually just saw a bit of their stream today. Apparently, even the cash shop cosmetic items are going to be bound. Like, they'll be bound as you purchase them. So, I mean, all around, just seems like they're trying desperately to remove a lot of the things that players didn't like about the original ArcheAge. Let's hear that music cut out. And gonna give me another crash. Cool. We're gonna play some ArcheAge, guys. We're gonna play some ArcheAge for a bit, I guess. Let me get in game. If I can remember my password. There we go. Hopefully this is the account I deleted a character on. Otherwise, we might have to play the other account, actually. And I apologize to anybody who's coming in now, who might see this and be a little confused. It does say Ashes of Creation. I'll probably play this for a little bit, and then maybe we'll try and bounce back in just to see if they've updated things. The cool thing about Ashes of Creation right now seems to be that they have a fairly decent... Oh, look at this. I'm getting a friend request. That didn't take long. I'm getting a friend request, or that their updates are now kind of live in a way. Maybe you just have to relaunch the game. In other games, it seems like as long as you go back to the title screen, you'll just get a little patch, and you don't even have to leave the game. At least that's how it went down last night when they ran into some issues. Is this the correct account? Oh no, I did make a second character last night. I just didn't play very much. So, guys, this is ArcheAge. Now, this is the current version of ArcheAge. I didn't want to play it tonight originally because... Oh, back on. Boom. Oh, added on stream, on Steam. Hey, appreciate it. Thanks. So this is actually ArcheAge, the current version, not Unchained, just so we're clear. This is not Unchained. This is the regular version of the game. I was going to play it to kind of show it off, but next Friday, I'll actually be able to play Unchained as long as I buy into it, which I will most likely be doing, right? So this is ArcheAge. This is typical traditional quest system. You get a nice little anime sprint, which is pretty cool. The little axes are daily quests.
Quest markers indicate daily hunting quests.
There you go. Listen to that, guys. You hear that? That's a tutorial. And there are a lot of them. There are a lot. We're going to need some abilities. I'm not crazy about killing foxes, guys. Kind of like foxes, but... I just went ahead and made a new character last night. Got through the tutorial, went to the first area, and set this up. But I wasn't actually going to play it. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like they're going to let me play Ashes of Creation tonight. But we'll see. Maybe I'll get back in there later. Now, this looks pretty basic, but remember, this is the very beginning of an MMO. So, hey. Yeah, I went crazy with the hair and the name because I knew that these characters were meaningless outside of showcasing the game and kind of helping me get refamiliarize myself. I've already refamiliarized myself with the mechanics of the game, but I've actually always played on the, what is it? Not the Nuia Alliance, but the other one. So, it seems like I got myself a guild invite for when this game launches. As of right now, ArcheAge Unchained is going to release on October 15th. And it seems like they want to play on this alliance. This is, like WoW, going to have two factions that fight and stuff. So, also, if we hit cutscenes, I'm going to skip them. This isn't like a story playthrough situation. This is just kind of showcasing the game. But yeah, right away... Very, very traditional leveling. And I had a couple crashes in Ashes last night, but nothing too crazy.
Spend skill points to learn new skills.
Yeah, skill points. So here is one skill set, right? This is sort of what I was talking about in my video. I chose this at the beginning. This isn't my whole class. This is actually a third of my class. So at level 7, I'll get another skill set. And at level 15, I'll get my final skill set, and whichever 3 I pick will name my class. So maybe we'll get there tonight, maybe we won't. Depends on how, depends on if I want to try and play Ashes again, I suppose. Let's see. Collect boar meat. Very, very World of Warcraft MMO style stuff going on right now. What does make it a little bit different is if you'd like, I could say, come over here and just like, I think I have more abilities because I'm used to playing a level 20. I'm hitting all these buttons that just don't have skills yet. So I got 1 boar meat, right? I need 3, but I could just come back here. I should be able to, anywho. No, maybe I need 2? Or maybe it unlocks later. You can typically do like part of a quest and turn it in early. Or maybe for the sake of this, I'll try to overachieve. You can go the other way with it too. Alright, this is pretty boring. So let me unlock my other ability here.
During combat, if you use a skill in your shortcut bar that has a highlighted frame,
I like your voice and everything. You're super helpful, but I'm just not into it right now. So you see how I got that combo right there? Different abilities will combo together. So like in the case of this, how does this one play out exactly? Charges towards, inflicts a snare. And then this ability will deal extra first attack, snared targets. What does it say? Snared targets are shaken for 3 seconds. So then that's another debuff and then because it's a combo, it'll do more damage. And if I get more abilities from multiple skill sets, there will be more combos. So, seems like I'm already done with the quest. So, you can already see that I'm taking out enemies a little bit faster. I did get a level up as well. I don't know if the, like the collect so many animal parts quests work quite the same way. I know that it can be done, but I didn't even notice that it was a thing until after the tutorial told me, so... Like, for instance, I didn't play the very beginning, but there's an instance that's part of the tutorial that doesn't allow tab targeting because I guess they haven't explained that to me yet, and that's why you can't do it. I'm not sure. So it very well might not be a thing until the game kind of tells you it's part of the game. Kind of weird, but I do need to plant this, so I'm just going to plant this randomly. Planting and harvesting is definitely part of the game. This is sort of partially a Farmville simulator type situation, just a heads up. I actually might make a video kind of talking about the things that players might not like about the game, since I made one talking about what I liked about it. I don't mind a bit of Farmville, as long as the items that I'm harvesting are valuable or will help me get gear, for instance. You can see this little stagecoach up here. That's actual in-world sort of mounts, I guess you could call them. You can ride those, and they'll take you back and forth from different parts of the map. It's pretty cool, but admittedly kind of slow. But it does give you that, oh man, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll just sit my guy down on this carriage and let the game kind of play itself for me here. I don't know why I never run. I just kind of forget that it's a thing. Takes up stamina, which is used to attack. This is going to get extra confusing now, because I just played a Battle Royale that's the setup for an MMO, and now I'm going to be playing a version of a game that's going to be different from another version of a game, but just hang out. Got any questions about either one of these MMOs? They're probably my two top MMOs right now that I'm really excited about, that are either being re-released or are upcoming. There were more, but I've kind of ruled them out. Let's grab this daily quest. Kill hungry brown bears. Okay. Oh, you know what it might be? I don't think the daily ones can be done early, but we'll see. I do like the animal models, though. Like, look at this bear, man. I really like this guy. I don't think I've even seen this enemy, because it does seem like creatures are somewhat different across the continents, which is cool. Give them a little individuality. And then this is another odd part I didn't talk about in the video. Everyone has a musical instrument that they can use to regain, I'm going to call it stamina, but it's mana, and health. You can get better and better versions of these items. And yeah, just a nice way to not always have to rely on an endless supply of potions in a game that is certainly more traditional than, say, Guild Wars 2 or other games like that. You do get some health regen outside of combat, but it's not great, so the musical instrument helps with that. Not sure if it's really needed or necessary, but hey. Now that was a daily, so it was just automatically kind of applied to me. Like, I got the rewards, I got the XP, kind of like a heart in Guild Wars 2. There are even some very heart-like quests that you'll do where you just kind of press F on some things. Sound familiar? So there's that as well. Hi, Jenny. Report to Jenny. Now, if we encounter some grown ladies, as we'll call them, in this here game, you're going to notice that they have perhaps some pronounced features. Okay? That's definitely part of it. So this is also a pretty cool part here. Is it this guy then? You can climb trees, guys. Look at this. Woo! But I don't know if this is where the one I was supposed to go to. You can climb and cut down trees. Very cool. But sadly, I don't think this is it. Can I jump off? It's gonna hurt. Oh! So 1 meter. Kind of seems like it's right here. You know what? It's not important. It's not important. Let's grab this as well. I'll figure that out here in a second. Climb the rough bark pine to get Jenny's doll. What if I don't wanna? I mean, I can always abandon stuff. Just like a lot of these older MMOs, too, it's not like you have to do every single quest, but I will say that you should, at least for like the first 20 or so levels, do as many as you can. And probably more than that. I usually... Oh, I can't select yet. So, a lot of quests give you gear, like you just saw there. Those are all weapons that I'll be able to upgrade to. You'll get essentially loot boxes full of uppers and downers. That's just like your, you know, chest, gloves, helm in your uppers, and then like pants, belt, boots in your bottoms, that kind of thing. Does a really good job of just kind of little drink action. Thank you. Does a good job of gearing you while you're playing. You'll also find gear that's worth picking up. You know, pretty standard MMO stuff, really. Like nothing too nuts in the leveling for this game. Other than, as I said in that video, it is kind of weird that you get mounts and gliding so early, and I think it's just from Guild Wars. But collect some bloody tokens. Okay, well, let's take these guys out then, shall we? We need to hit level 7 so that we can get our next skill set. Probably just going to go Dark Runner for leveling, even when Unchained comes out. We'll see. Next week, I'll probably be playing Unchained. If I get into the kind of test or whatever, do like a little bit of a let's play, we'll be looking a lot at things like the marketplace, since that was really the reason that a lot of players kind of fell off of this game, myself included. Also, there's also non-combat instruments that change the sound for... Yes, you can play sheet music. You 100% can. It's very, very cool, too. I remember that being a big part when I played originally. There, like, we would go to towns and you would just hear like a pop song playing, and it was just because someone took the time to kind of key that out. When is Unchained? Right now it's looking like October 15th. It was September 30th, but they pushed it back. And they pushed it back to change some of the business model things. So, have I selected this? I guess I have. Cool. Yeah, I've definitely never played this side. I'm not as familiar with all these quests, but I mean, it's pretty standard quest stuff, I think. See, this is like some World of Warcraft stuff here. Use an item on a guy. Hey, look at that. We done did it. Quest complete. You know, I think I just picked a random reward, but whatevs. Because I should have... Oh, I see. You get all that stuff. See, when I play the very beginning of this, I usually just fly on through. That's going to be a huge upgrade for me, boy. Let me tell you what. There's a lute, so that's a new musical instrument for heals. Looks like it's only up a little bit, but hey.
Right-click an item in your bag to
No.
equip it on your character.
I know I can disable this. I like telling her to shut up, though. That's kind of like a thing. For no other reason than that she's so nice and helpful, and I just like stopping that, you know? Like, ideally, in my own videos, I would interrupt myself constantly to confuse you guys, right? So, not really. Alright, still gotta do this little questy quest. Oh, okay, you can actually see it if you just look at the damn tree like, not an idiot. So let's get up here. So we decided with ArcheAge? Yeah, thanks for the explan. I basically... The game won't let me play it. I wanted to play Ashes because, as Danny had pointed out, it makes more sense to play when I can actually play, you know, Unchained. But, sadly, I can't seem to get in there. Now, I'll check their Twitter here in, like, a bit after we hit, like, level 10 or something. And if it seems like things are good, maybe we'll try to patch and play again, so... Also, lots of shift modifiers, at least by default. But what's weird... Oh, no. What's weird is, if you look at this mini-map here, every time I hit shift, it shows up. And I don't know if that's just like an indicator to help you... like, oh, I'm hitting shift, or what that's about. I remember that being a thing in the original, and I just sort of learned to live with it. Not sure if that can be disabled. I kind of want to, just because it's distracting, but... And I use shift modifiers in all MMOs, so, I mean, I know when I'm hitting shift. But... Alright. Run. And, looks like we just gotta turn in some stuff. I will say, at least from my own experience, the leveling is, like I said, it's pretty standard, but the end game, guys. The end game in this game is great. Like, I'll take the traditional questing and the boring stuff, as long as, like, there's stuff to do at the end. When you hit max level, there's still reason to play. And I think this game handles end game probably the best. I don't know. I'm thinking about it just because I don't want to. Yeah, I'd have to say this is probably my favorite version of end game. Lots of PvP, lots of a little cutscene I'm skipping there. Lots of little things to do, niche things to do as well. Seems like crafting materials matter. It's been a while since I played an MMO, mostly because guys, I mostly play Guild Wars 2, and like, it's just not a game you can like farm, and that's fine, I guess. I know that kind of content isn't for everybody, but I like farming and grinding, so I've kind of been missing it. Now, when I say that, Guild Wars 2 definitely has grind to it. Like, I don't see, yeah, definitely a damage increase. Plus, the sword looks way cooler. But like, diminishing returns in Guild Wars 2. After you play long enough, the game's like, nah, you're not allowed to get more loot here. There are enemies that will drop specific loot to an extent, but not like most MMOs. It's still kind of vague what you'll be getting in Guild Wars 2. And the grind, at least for me, has been like hearts. I don't know. Just not... I tried to grind Guild Wars 2. It just... I don't know. Just didn't feel as good, I guess. I don't know. Make a... Oh, I gotta make a rubbing on this here thing here. That too, except you can't move the map. I wish the UI had a little more customization. Agreed. Read it as using shift will help in moving UI around. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Well, thanks for helping me understand that. Wasn't really sure it was a little cutscene there. All right. I mean, guys, let's be real here. I think we all know how I actually play MMOs other than Guild Wars 2, and that's skip all the quest dialogue, skip all the cutscenes, and just get to max level and start enjoying that content, right? That's more my cup of tea. Just gotta use the thing here. Maybe? Ooh, hot. There we go. It was right here. Didn't even need to do all that. Okay, you're not so bad. But oh well, there's this kind of little butt flap situation going on back there, if you know what I mean. But especially playing other races over the last couple of weeks, just again to kind of remember the game and get a sense of things. Ladies in this game are a little spicy, guys. A little spiciness going on. If that's a deal breaker for you, let me tell you right now, that is definitely a thing that's going on in this. Doesn't bother me because, I mean, I played dude characters, I guess, so it's not as big a deal for me. I'm not looking at booty the whole time I'm playing. Looking at boy butts. What can I say, guys? Look at that thing. So, no, I don't know. I do understand the whole, like, build your own waifu simulator that a lot of people play certain games for, but that's just not me. It's not what I'm after. I'm not even really role-playing. I just like a good grindy game with fun content, right? That's pretty much it. And I like MMOs because they're like RPGs that kind of, at least for several years, never really run out of stuff to do. That's really it. All right, so this is going to be one of those quests where this is sort of like a heart, right? You can do a few different things to contribute to it, and I should be able to turn this in early if I so desire. Also, you see, I can become airborne if there's an enemy is hovering. I like that. Sometimes it's a little janky, but, you know, whatever. Also, I'm level 6. I probably have enough skill points for another ability here, but kind of just trying for 7, you know? I'm gonna die, huh? I was gonna say, I mean, I could talk about death then. I'm fine with it. I'm not super invested in these characters, but that's just because I know there'll be a whole nother version of this here in just a bit. Okay, here we go. Prime example. So I'm just gonna showcase this. I tried to show this in the video, not sure how visible it was. You can see this question mark is partially filled up. I can turn in this quest, complete early, for less rewards, but it's over. It's done. You know, like if you don't like those kinds of quests, you can wrap them up a little bit earlier. Just as like a side thing, I guess. Carl, get out of the way. Also, I do really like the mounts in this, just aesthetically. They're not Guild Wars 2 mounts, guys. I'm going to tell you that right now. They're Guild Wars 2, I mean, I don't know if anybody's competing with those mounts right now. I feel like they're best in slot. Oh, look inside. If you guys want an idea of what player housing look like, this is sort of an example of that. A fully decorated house. They do kind of come empty, and you get to decorate them yourselves, but kind of what you're looking at in terms of space, sort of.
Learn new abilities in the skills window.
I'm going to take Shadow Play.
Or press K to open it.
And you can reset these, so for now I'll just take the poisoned weapons. I don't know, actually. Yeah, I still can't do anything in this other tree, in my battle rage tree. Playing ArcheAge for years and I have no idea what the plot of the story is. Okay, well, at least it's not just me. I know a lot of people really like story because, after all, what is an MMO exactly? It's an RPG that you can play multiplayer. People play RPGs for story, so I don't know. I guess the argument to me is like, why do you play these kinds of games? They're very story-oriented games, and you're over here like, oh, why does it have story? You know, so I like accepting quests is difficult. I don't know, I like the longevity of the games. They seem to see updates for longer. They get expanded on. Obviously, I like a little roleplay, guys, or I wouldn't play these at all. It's just that, I don't know, my kind of roleplay is silly. It's not... This is really me. This is me in this world. Oh, snap! So it looks like the Nuian get horses. So... I was originally going to play the cat people, but your race determines the faction that you belong to. Oh, it's like right here. What am I doing? I don't know if this actually speeds me up, but hey. I look like such a millennial here, don't I? Look at this guy. All right. I mean, apparently these are all different colors. They look the same. All right, I'm gonna go like it matters. I just said I didn't really care, and I'm over here like, ooh, what color? Let's go. Oh, I fall for this every time, guys. So what I gotta do is I gotta plant. And now I gotta wait in-game time until the plant is harvestable, and then I'll get a Vita Root. You're gonna need Vita Root and water to grow a mount, and you can see I'm level 7. I'm literally getting a mount right now. Like, this is kind of wild. And then the mount will level up. It can fight alongside you, and while mounted, it will unlock abilities that you can use to kind of use in combat. Also, once I get this, I'll show off something that I like specifically because of the skill set that I'm using. But my roleplay is just read the story for Kill Quest. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. It's how the game limits and manages basically everything. Why do we use labor? That's another thing. I kind of wanted to cover this, and I almost did. But I don't know. I didn't want to get too deep into all the different sort of, you know, ins and outs of the game. I just kind of want to give the gist, right? So there's well, here's a mount. So I'm gonna muse this guy. I'm gonna feed this guy. A timer will start after some time. A timer will start, and he's gonna grow a little bit after he does this little thingy here. There you go. Timer started. 7 seconds. He'll grow, and I can kind of play with him, and eventually he'll become full size. Sort of like the Sky Scale, that one part of the Sky Scale collection. Not quite the same, but yeah, labor is gained over time. Use it to identify gear. Use it to harvest crafting materials, tend to your crops, all sorts of stuff. It builds up. You use it. When it's gone, you can't do those kinds of activities. Now, in the current version, this version here, you can actually buy labor pots, and those pots can be used to replenish your labor, effectively allowing you to spend money to play more than other players, or to do more of a certain activity than other players. Now, with Unchained, you won't be able to buy those pots. I think you'll still be able to earn them through like a daily battle pass system, but that's based on how much you play, not how much you spend. So, that said, this is a free-to-play game with an optional subscription. God, that horse is huge. This is free-to-play with an optional subscription and a microtransaction store currently, not Unchained. And the subscription allows you to gain more labor than you would if you were free-to-play, and also allows you to continue to gain labor while you're not online, which is exactly how it's going to work in Unchained. Unchained is basically like having a subscription the whole time. So you'll have I think you also have a bigger cap for how much labor you can have at one time. So like a part of your dailies will be completing dailies, but it'll also be making sure that you use all of your labor so you don't waste it. Which admittedly does sort of give it like that phone game vibe a little bit. But I don't mind, because especially now that it'll be pay to play, I don't know, I just think that, or buy to play, I guess you could say, same thing. If anything, the labor will reduce the amount of progression players who have like way too much free time can play the game, and it kind of keeps us all at about the same level of progression. You can't necessarily just play for 12 hours a day and be better than everyone else. Which is, I mean, it's not the end of the world. Eventually, everyone will kind of reach the end. But this is not Guild Wars 2. There's not going to be some point where, like, you eventually get... You're like, oh, well, now we all have Ascended gear, so we all have the exact same stats. It's not like that at all. You can keep progressing your gear for quite some time. And then, because you can learn all the different skill sets, you might want all sorts of different types of gear. And then because a heavy armor class can wear light armor, and a mage can wear plate armor, you might want different types of armor for different situations. Like, there's just a lot of stuff that you can keep doing past the core of everything, outside of, you know, we'll say achievements and collecting skins, right? Not to hate on Guild Wars 2, it's just that kind of gameplay only sustains me for so long. So I come in, I get skins that I want. Sometimes I just want to play some fractals or dungeons. I definitely get in there and do that. But once that's said and done, I mean, that's kind of it for me. We grow mounts, yeah, in a way. You just sort of take care of them for a little bit, right? You can also breed polar bears and Yadas. Yadas are the best. They're literally kangaroos, guys. You can actually have kangaroos as a mount in this game. It's amazing. That was like my sole goal when I played the first time, and I ended up getting one. And then as they're saying there too, yeah, you can breed them. They're like breeding them gets you different stats and stuff. So there's a whole other, like I said, there's niche parts of the game to sustain you after the rest of the stuff kind of maybe becomes a little more played out. Is it fun? I think it's fun. What wasn't fun was getting absolutely destroyed by players who spent money. So that's going away. Yes, and as Healer Mancy's saying, I believe that's Danny, by the way. It is not for everyone, but that's why I tried to showcase what I liked. And now, while I'm playing this, I'm kind of thinking maybe I should continue to make a video about what you might not like about the game. Because my greatest fear was that I was going to post that, and a bunch of people were just going to buy the game for no reason. Or, you know, because maybe they wanted to play on stream, or, you know, they wanted to follow a game that I'm obviously thinking of covering on the channel or something. I don't want you guys to spend any money on anything. Ideally, I'll play for about a week, and I'll play the public test server and everything, hopefully here next week. And I can just, you know, take the brunt of that. Oh, you know what? I'm stupid. Let me get this guy on my bar. And then mounts are separate entities. Look at this. See how I'm independently moving from the mount? This is exciting, right? And you can mount up. And then they have, right now I just have like a speed boost ability, but still pretty cool. And then you can see these are all combat related. And then I can cancel summon, or I can get back off the mount. They can kind of be used as battle pets, and I've heard that there are additional battle pets that you can get. That was something I never really did when I played originally. So, features upon features. There's plenty of this game that I haven't even experienced yet. Now there are aspects of it that I'm not crazy about. Like, you can get vehicles, gas-powered vehicles in this game, and it sort of plays into the Char Metal Band in Guild Wars 2, right? Like, it's just a little too much like reality for me. Now, it is a steampunk world. They're like magic and steam-powered cars and stuff. But there is a rocket-powered car coming into the game eventually into this game, and I'm just like, ugh. Like playing Final Fantasy 14 and seeing the Final Fantasy 15 car mount, especially when I wasn't really crazy about 15 in general. I don't know if you guys are Final Fantasy fans or not. I don't want to hate on your favorite game or anything like that, but I do like the cities on this side a little bit more, to be honest. Also, I did not say this in the video, but the whole game is getting a graphical overhaul before Unchained comes out. So if you're thinking this looks a little dated because it's like 5 years old, you're right. But they're supposedly going to be upgrading that. So let me just try to make as many things clear about this as humanly possible. And then right here, you can see that I have a level on this horse. It's level 5. You can see that there's a helm, a saddle, and leg guards. All of those will have stats, different kinds of advantages there. You know, mostly like combat related stuff. I'm pretty sure. I think when I originally played, I had decent gear for my mount. Maybe. I don't know. I wasn't doing a whole lot of mounted combat. I was playing in a guild that was very, very interested in server first for basically every aspect of the game as it became available. So, like, castle sieges happened. We had to be the first people to get castle. Then defending castle, we want to make sure we held on to that. Getting certain content completed. It was good though. It was probably like the best guild experience I had. It's the biggest guild I've ever been part of. And it was really cool contributing and being there for those like huge milestones for a server in a game. Even though the Korean players who had the access to this game for a minute had well done that a long time ago, and other servers might have done it already. It was just cool to do, you know, server first or whatever. So let's cancel.
You
Schmoopin'.
You can summon a boat. However,
And then I did just show this off a little bit, but
you can summon a boat. However, if you
I
move
should
away
probably
from the water, the
actually
summoning will automatically be canceled.
lock
If your
my...
boat is destroyed in
Can you
battle,
shut up, please?
while in
No,
water,
no,
use W
fairies,
to swim
no,
forward.
no.
Use space to
Shh,
swim toward the
I
surface,
canceled out of
or
you, you
X
jerk.
to dive deeper.
All right. Cool portal. World gate opens up. Boom. I got my own ship, guys. Look at that. Oh my god. And this is going to be a pain in the butt. We'll see. No. Oh, oh, oh. It seems like we're doing some damage. This is not good. Oh, it's very exciting, I know. Probably could have picked a more open spot. On my other account, I do have, I think, like the base big boat. There are fishing boats because fishing exists in this game. All sorts of stuff. You can get trade packs and run them over the ocean. Like there's, I don't know, guys. I'm just gonna ramble about this. Here, you can see some of the ships off there. There's a big old Kraken fight that'll spawn out as well. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, that's boats at least. Now I just have the, you know, but so like so far I've got a mount, I've got a boat, and before very long at all I'm gonna have a glider as well, and all of this well before I hit any kind of level cap. There's like a soft cap at 50 kind of, and then you can progress to 55. This does sort of have like a continue to level up afterwards sort of system where you can gain another 55 levels. Here we go. So we got cloth uppers. By completing this quest, I'm going to be able to open a chest, and it's going to have several pieces of gear that will just take care of things for me, more or less. In terms of gearing, anyway. And we're about level 8. Once we hit level 9. Larger space. Good to see that Guild Wars 2 and this game have that in common. There's not enough space to mount. Dude, just put me on the mount, please. What's happening? I'm sure that the game... See, and check this out. Look at me. Look at me swimming and on a mount. Oh my god. But yeah, obviously this isn't very good. So we're going to get out of here. And I'm just going to turbo. I'm going to turbo swim. There's a breathing mechanic. There's not like an aqua breather situation where underwater is just totally fine. You will drown. Everyone's favorite, right? Drowning in game. Yeah, it's looking like October 15th is the actual release right now. Which server is this character on? I couldn't even tell you. I totally picked it at random, man. I'm sorry. Look, again, this is really just to showcase some things right now. Oh. Come on. Take me to the other side. All right. Now, in addition to like race cars and stuff, there are like farm carts, which allow you to put like a couple trade packs on there and run them across the world for money. A lot of the time, you're going to be doing that on your own continent. So unless somebody's feeling especially mean, you're probably going to get that reward guaranteed. The current system, let me get the leather. Carl, there's so many Carls. The current system is different than how it was when I first started playing, which makes me a little bit sad. But I still think it's fun. It should be pretty fun, all things considered. I am probably best in plate, but they don't give you quest plate for a few levels, so... But there. Totally different looking now. Woo! Just gonna come pick him up on my fishing boat and dive him into some sea bugs. Yeah, I know about the sea bugs, all right, man. I don't need that in my life right now. Investigate the corpses. Oh, I forgot about sea bugs until you said it. You would have got me though. You totally would have got me. Oh, Talk to a corpse. Everybody's favorite way to get a new quest. Kill one of the duelists. I'm pretty sure I just did that, but let's go ahead and do it again. Get some poison on there. Cool. Run over here. We play on different servers at the same time. We sure can play on different servers at the same time, but not together. Buying the game once... See, okay, this is why I didn't go into a ton of details until the public test server. Right now, if you make an account on ArcheAge, it's free to play. You get 2 character slots. This buy-to-play version, though, I'm thinking might have more than 2 character slots. It might have 5, like Guild Wars. I'm not sure. Might have 3 or 4. I don't know. But each character can be on a different server, as far as I know. I'm fairly certain that at some point I had a Nuia and damn it, what is it called? Aranya? Yeah. So I'm fairly certain that you could do both. Okay, who am I supposed to be using this on? Just anybody? No. Okay. But yeah, so I mean, what I will most likely do is for anybody who's interested in playing specifically with me, I will post when I pick a server, and that information is available, then I'll put it on the Discord, and if you guys wanted to play, then you could play. So, no worries there. I'm gonna just assume that I need to use it on one of these guys. Yeah! Hypnosis, don't kill me. Why are you killing these people? Who are you looking for? Oh man, this is so dramatic. Now, I will say this too, skill effects aren't anywhere near as flashy as Guild Wars 2. I went from playing this to Guild Wars 2 last night, and I mean, everything looked beautiful in Guild Wars 2 compared to a lot of this stuff. But I mean, graphics aren't everything, right? So, and like the skill effects of Guild Wars 2 are kind of blinding. Not so much in this. I would definitely take this kind of approach, right? So I'd rather see what's going on. Now I'm not sure if it gets a little crazier with the big battles. Like during the castle siege, it was kind of hard to see what was going on. There were a lot of nameplates going on, that kind of thing. Man, this is very much a classic MMO situation. We just did like 3 quests, all of them dealing with this same group of enemies. You know what I mean? Like, I'll never say that this is the best form of questing in an MMO. I just think that the combat's pretty good, and the endgame is... it's very good. So what my day-to-day will probably turn into after this is I'll have a couple days a week where I'll be doing fractals, and I'll be trying to get guild members more involved in that. And when I'm done on those days, I'll be playing ArcheAge, and on the other days, I'll be playing ArcheAge or making a video. That's pretty much where we're at. I don't really know if there's like a high demand for ArcheAge guides, so I don't know what kind of content I'll be making. Maybe some basic information stuff, just for those of you who are already subbed to me and are considering this game. Now, let's see here. Still not quite enough skill points to get a new ability, but it's not the, you know, go to a trainer, buy the next ability. Like, it's very Guild Wars 2 in the sense that, like, here are my abilities. I can reset them. Now, I can reset them for a little bit of money, but I don't have to go anywhere to do that. These are my skill sets. I can go to a guy, and he's just gonna let me switch those if I want, and I can level them all. Like, very, I don't know, respect your time in that way, I suppose. In other ways, not so much, right? Because, like, here I am overachieving, but, like, let's say that you only have enough time to play, and you have a lot of labor. You feel like you're not doing the right thing if you don't spend your labor. Like, that is sort of an element of it. So in that way, it's like you would better do that, or the game is sort of designed in a way to make you feel like you need to. But if once you get player housing, and if you have like farmland, I don't know, guys. I feel like that labor could be spent up pretty quickly. You could also just like kind of, oh, I need the captain. Where's the captain? You can also kind of run around and just like harvest stuff just for some money making in the meantime. Ooh, he's a single starred enemy. Look at that. Oh, all right. Cool. Now we can turn all this in. As far as I've played, it's not as telegraph intensive as some more modern MMOs. It's definitely more gear based until probably the end game where it becomes skill based again. Oh, here we go. Can I just equip it like that? I cannot. So let me summon this boy. And let's get that equipped. All right, never mind. There it is. So physical defense, magic defense, plus 5% movement speed. I mean, you know, typical mount stuff, I suppose, if mounts were going to have gear. But I just think it's cool that you can do that, you know? I don't know. A lot of the features of this game admittedly aren't necessarily, like, too groundbreaking, but I don't know. This is more my kind of progression, at the very least. Gear up your mount, gear up your character, gear up all your alternate skill sets. Level up all your alternate skill sets. Your skills individually will level up as you play. Oh my god. Is that a... Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Just coming through, bud. Dang. Damn. Alright. Oh. Well, don't mind if I do. Please, just let me through here, please. Okay. Ugh. Can I not lock these abilities? Guess not. Here's level 9. Oh, no, that was the mount getting a level up. It gets me every time. Alright. So, if I wanted to, I could just have him come with me. Fight some guys. And I can't remember if they get more experience this way or anything, but oftentimes if and when I think about it, I try to keep them out. They can die though, so you got to be careful. Also, you can see that the armor that I got is actually equipable and are like actually visible. Changes the appearance. Words are hard. So yeah, look at this guy just prancing, just prancing. Pretty well convinced that I have to have something else. Nope, guess not. Thought I got another ability before now, but I don't know. I'm talking and playing. It's a little different. Sorry, Mr. Turtle. The more abilities you get, the more exciting combat becomes. Probably takes a little bit longer than it does in Guild Wars 2 to get a nice roster of stuff for those of you guys who watch me from there, but keep your mount outside while fighting and your mount will gain XP. Hey! Fight it. Get out of here, man. If you don't get land, you can always do mining or fishing. Just farm mobs. Yeah, coin purses. I've been looking into the... Forgive me if I pronounce this incorrectly. The harem gear? Hiram gear? Yeah, get out of here, man. I'll go good. I'm glad. I didn't even know you were here, you jerk. He's just here to troll me, guys. This dude, I know this dude for reals. I know this dude for... Don't let him troll you. He's just here to make a scene. Bully, I'm just kidding, dude. You hang out. I'm not fighting the giant crab, all right? That's all I'm saying. Maybe later, you know, when I'm more powerful. Not right now. What class am I currently? This is just Battle Rage skill set. I'm not a full-on class because I haven't hit level 15 to get my 3rd skill set. Also, as I said in that video, but is a little bit more... It's a little easier to show here. You will only, at max level, have enough points to unlock some of these abilities. Some of them. Not all of them. So, you will be picking and choosing based on combos. They did add this. This was not here before. Where you can click on an ability, and it'll show you, and you can actually just cycle between all the other skill sets here. It'll show you where the combos are taking place. There's follow-up combos and combo triggers. So, like, basically what's going to start it and how you can build off of it from there. So if you're ever curious about what abilities you should be focusing on, you can easily find that information pretty much anytime. That was not so much a thing when I was playing originally. I was basing everything off of tooltips, and when I would use abilities in succession and the combo text would pop up. Harem is something else. Well, harem is something else. You're not on my server. I just tried to whisper you. Aw, sorry. Feels bad, man. Hey, only a couple weeks and we could play together. The game is a pretty nice looking game, but like, again, this is sort of default. Like, when this game comes out, it's getting a graphic overhaul. Very much like a lifestyle game with an MMO inside. It's weird. It's a weird thing. See, I always want, like, one of these little huts to be my house, but I don't think that's a thing. Why am I... It always seems like I'm closer than I actually am when I look at this mini-map. Like, I just get confused by it. I'm like, oh, it must be this house. And it's like, look how far away it actually is. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Where's the quests? There they are. At this house. All the way over here. I hear you. You're coming for me, but I ain't gonna let it happen. Get out of here. I'll let Ellie fight you. Farmer Clark. Farmer Ralph. This is the best game ever made. These, like, it's like I named the... Farmer Gary? It's like I named these guys. This is fantastic. Don't tell me you don't know what harem means. Probably not, guys. I think I have a general idea, but I'm not trying to say what I think it might be. We'll leave it at that, all right? I've just heard it pronounced several different ways from other people who play this game. There is a kind of gear you can collect with that name, and it's sort of... apparently it was... Oh, what's this? Get out of here! Oh, man, that's... See, this is very heart questy to me. Like, do whatever you feel like, man. Apparently, there's a giant rabbit. But yeah, basically, originally the best gear was crafted, and that's still true. But there is some competitive gear now that you can get from farming mobs. That's a little RNG, but if you're not someone who likes to craft or put a bunch of money and time into that sort of thing, you don't have to anymore. So that's cool too. Or, you know, obviously you could just make money and buy everything off of the auction house, which is such a big problem with the business model. It's because you could effectively buy gold either in-game or through other sites and things, and you could just buy the best end-game gear in the game. With Unchained, that shouldn't be possible. All the gold that you'll have to earn. So, I mean, I'm fairly certain that, and I could probably check this out, but I don't know, I can't be bothered right now for some reason. I think you could buy cosmetic items and then just sell them on the auction house to make money that way as well. So, like, very, very terrible business model, if you ask me, and Unchained seems to be rectifying it. Again, do not buy this if you're at all worried about it potentially being pay to win. I have faith just because I mean, why the hell would they make an entirely different version of the game and change all this stuff just to squeeze pay to win in it again? They're just, I mean, they'd lose all goodwill if they did that right away, and then no one would play this. They just go back to playing the version they've already wasted all the hours into. So, but I will be making videos, or at least a post to let you guys know how I feel about the end result. Oh man, I'm gonna die. No! 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 Okay. I'm actually going to go to a temple instead of reviving instantly just to show off how that works in this game. I don't know if it happens yet, but you can actually unlevel by dying. You lose XP. So you come over here and, oh, well, I didn't lose any because I'm not the correct level. Normally, you will lose some XP, and then you can pray here to gain some back, which does cost some of that labor we were talking about. Also, you can see that as a free-to-play player, I only have 2,000 labor. Unchained, it'll be 5,000 across the board. No way to get more outside of playing the game. I think there are daily quests you can complete as well that will give you some of your labor back, if that's something you guys are worried about. So far, out of all the comments I've seen, that's the one that kind of irks me the most, is there are a fair amount of people saying things like, oh, well, there's labor and that gates my gameplay. And I'm like, well, it doesn't gate you from open world PvP. It doesn't gate you from farming mobs. It farms you from grinding crafting materials or crafting, maybe opening some of your bags, but you can still earn more bags. So it's like, is it really limiting? I don't know. It just means you can overfarm a bunch of bags if that's what you're going for. You can open those up when you play again, and then you don't have to grind bags for a while. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It is a little obnoxious when there are arbitrary gates. I definitely feel the same there, but see, this is my problem. You sprint, and then you run out of mana, and then you get into combat, and you literally can't use abilities if that bar is empty. So, like, you got to be real careful. I'm a healer in every game. Usually play healer and everything. Gonna play mage tank. Yeah, I can't decide what I want to play. I'm playing hack and slash because your boy hack and slash Tate over here he just likes this thing. Harem isn't only related to anime. See, that's what I thought it was, but yeah, but harem anime. Get out of here, man. I buy a game just to play. I don't care about pay to win. I don't mind grinding. I care about pay to win. I don't mind grinding, though. That's where I'm at, personally. Pay to win is just, it takes the wind out of my sails. I don't have to be the best on the server. Let's be honest, guys. I'm probably not going to be the best at any point in ArcheAge Unchained. But I'd like to see that the time that I've put into it reflected in my progress as well as the progress of others. If people can just spend money and literally one-shot me, especially in a game like this, right? Lots of PvP. You don't want to be one shot by somebody who used their credit card, right? Like, and maybe it's not so bad that you're getting one shot, but you're at a disadvantage. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. I do care about that sort of stuff. Ooh, another Nadachi. I think that the weapons in this are pretty sick too. They have pretty good skins. Also, I'm fairly certain, feel free to correct me, ArcheAge veterans, but oh, I guess we gotta go underwater. I'm fairly certain that just like you can wear any kind of armor, you can use any kind of weapon, but you're probably going to want to focus, you know, certain weapons based on what you're playing. See, what I like there is, see how I just picked up one thing and I'm done? And I didn't have to pick up everything in this entire lake. That feels good, man. Oh, hey, Renee, what's going on? Hey, girl. How y'all doing? Can I? Thank you. Give me that crescent. What was it? Yeah, crescent. I get the loot, I guess. Also, I got a two-handed weapon currently equipped. There's one-handed, two-handed stuff, just like pretty much every other MMO. But you'll see up here, Hank, two-handed buff. All skill damage and healing plus 5%. Melee skill range plus 1 meter. Magic and healing skill range plus 2 meters. shield defense, penetration rate, plus 50%, cast time, negative 7%. So it's going to be slower, and it's going to hit harder. Surprise. I mean, but there are two-handed, one-handed buffs. I'm pretty sure shields have buffs. I mean, we can check that out right now. Let me equip this real quick. Yes. Increases physical defense and magic defense plus 200. Increases max health and mana plus 350. So just like a lot of little customization, right? I think that's what gets me all excited about this game. And just to, you know, I don't kind of talk about Guild Wars 2 a little bit as well. I would love to see any change in Guild Wars 2 that would make more of the stat types viable, because I think that would, in a way, kind of bring some grind into the game that I could totally get behind and play a bit more. But right now, I just feel like, you know, like I'm geared. I'm just gonna play the content that I want to play, and when I'm done with that, I'm gonna need something else. And I think this might just be that something else. At least until Ashes of Creation is done. Is a done MMO, then I'll probably book it on over and check that out, see if it's everything I've hyped it up to be in my own mind. Nice, glad to be able to see it in action. This is the current version. Unchained will be different, but check out this tree house. See that? That's what I'm going for, guys. I want the tree house. I don't know how you do that. If you know how to do that, send me the link. This is the kangaroo thing. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. I want it. This is amazing. Like, I'm here for this. Like, you can ride this. Like, I can't remember if there's like racing or something with them. The little dots for eyes is terrifying. He looks like Joe Camel, doesn't he? Like, oh God. If you guys even know who that is. Man, I'm old. All right, let's continue along. It's a little bit of a player housing area, though, just so you guys can get an idea. Like, oh, those are those mushroom houses there. I don't think these were in here when I played, but I really like them. This guy over here is growing himself some polar bears. He's gonna be trying to farm those up. We got some little cows with awkward legs. Scarecrow farm. Looks like it just needs to be harvested. I guess you can have mining stuff. I don't know if that's part of like the pay to win or if that's just a thing you can have. That's pretty interesting. You can get some pretty sweet housing, though, that you can already see. Like, there's several different types. I also really like this one here. You can actually kind of help yourself out by giving yourself a chest. I think this is some sort of crafting table, like all the things that you want to see in player housing. Also, it looks like some pretty custom artwork going on in here. Very very much enjoy this. Yeah, so looking forward to it, guys. Not gonna lie. The player housing seems pretty decent. Wait, you can place your house there, the house anywhere they want? No, there are designated areas where you'll be able to place your house. There are limited amounts of places to place player housing, so you're going to want to place player housing as soon as possible. Now, the way that it works is there are tax certificates and I think a little bit of a gold cost or something like that to maintain your house, and I think that's monthly. If you fail to do that, you will lose your house and other people can take over. So if people with housing, if they have a monopoly in a certain area, if they stop playing, everyone can gain access to those houses. But the developers in the last live stream for Unchained, or a previous live stream for Unchained, said that there are way more zones for housing than there used to be. So you will get housing, but there's so many little things. Like, where would it show that? Well, you can't really see it right at the moment, but every area has its own climate. There are certain trees that grow better, certain crops that grow better in certain climates. So you're fighting over, you know, basically what you want to grow is a factor, and like where you want to have your house. So you want to make sure you get the correct climate to grow certain things, depending on what trade packs you're trying to make or what you're trying to craft. Like, there's a good amount of depth to the game, despite the grind, which I personally enjoy. I mean, there's just some depth there that I've been missing. Been missing it. Let's get that loot. See what I did there? Hilarious. All right. So we got a belt. Now you can see these story items don't actually require me to spend any labor, but if I use one that I actually looted, see if I can find one, you'll notice the labor should go down. I guess these were all story ones I just haven't equipped yet. So I guess I didn't need to die after all. Here's the loot. Let's see here. What is happening? Okay, well, I don't know if all this is story stuff that I just missed out on. But here, how about this? This is a farmer's crate. There you go. I lost 2 labor to open that, and I got some crafting materials. So you can leave those all stacked up if you like. Make sure there is... Oh, got a little bit of an upgrade there. And more so. I usually just go for... And this is like every MMO. I just go for raw stats. And while we're here, we're at a blacksmith. See how I get these options? You actually repair at the blacksmith. And you can just repair equipped gear for a little bit of gold. 38 silver there, that cost me. Let's get over here. One thing is, I do like about 50% of the music that I've experienced in this game. I'm not gonna say that the soundtrack is great. Luckily, you can listen to the Guild Wars 2 soundtrack while you play any game. So, just throwing that out there as an option. If I was gonna recommend any soundtrack from a game to listen to, it would probably be Guild Wars 2. I think they've always had some of the best music, but it's at least the core experience is like Skyrim guy. Collect the hoods. We gotta collect some hoods, guys. 4-fingered boys. I'm saying everyone will take all the houses before I get one. It just depends on how fast you are, and honestly, it depends on the demand, because in the beginning, people will probably start by trying to get houses wherever they can, but as people get closer to the end, they're going to be moving that kind of stuff towards the areas that are in the end game where they can, say, grow different kinds of trees or whatever, you know? Like, where the climate is most favorable. There are also things called Archeum? I think it's Archeum trees. Not sure if those are going to be in Unchained, because I'm pretty sure you get those from, like, the pay shop. Pretty sure. Regardless, there's probably going to be a new acquisition method at the very least. You can plant those, and there's a special mineral water you have to use in order to water those and get those to grow. But they're obviously, since you got to do all this special stuff, there are some reasons for that we don't need to go into here. But, you know, the climate towards the end game is better than, say, this map. So people should move away. If you don't get houses right away, you should be able to get houses later. You can do illegal farms, which is pretty cool. You could just sort of place crops anywhere in the world, but anybody can harvest them. So that's another kind of interesting part of the game. Like if you're desperate. Also, there are public farms that work just about the same way. They're not illegal per se, but anyone can harvest your crops. So I don't know how you guys feel about that. And most cities have a seed or a sapling vendor, so it's not like crazy hard to track down the crops to grow them or anything like that. Underwater farms, yes, yeah. I think that was towards the end of my playtime. Last time, there are like underwater farms for whatever reason. There's diving gear that you can craft and make for yourself. Like, there's just a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, I wasn't sure if they had underwater housing, but public farms, people can't harvest your crops for 48 hours or something. Oh, okay, so the illegal farms, anyone can harvest at any time. Public farms, they can harvest, but only after a certain duration. So as long as there's room in the public farm, you should be good, which I'm fairly certain is what we're looking at right here, right? So here's the prime example of like what endgame will start to look like. See these crops here? Now, when at launch, I imagine stuff like this will be more full, but for right now, I mean, nobody really cares all that much because they're all in the end game or they've stopped playing because they know a new version of the game is coming out. So I'm back. Hey, what's up, man? Illegal farms are fair game. Okay, cool. Okay. Keeping up with chat, okay, all things considered. Now, I'm just gonna alt-tab. We did hit level 10. I'll park myself a little bit more in here. Not that I think anybody's gonna come kill me or anything. Oh, speaking of, let me just show one thing off before we try and get into the Ashes of Creation again. See how Bloodlust mode is activated? I can actually just go kill any friendly player right now, if I wanted to, and I would earn criminal points. And those points could be kind of shaved off with some daily quests that are specifically designed to kind of mitigate that. Let me make sure that's not enabled. But you also build up something called infamy. If you build up enough of that, you'll do prison time, and that is an in-game prison sentence that you won't be able to play anything other than a prison simulator for a while. There are prison breakouts that you can perform. There's a trial that you'll go through before you even serve that prison time. And if you're a total dickhead and you just keep killing your fellow players over and over again, you become a pirate. They kick you off to another island altogether, and you become a new faction that can't really party with people who are not dickheads, right? So there you go. They actually kind of act as a real threat in the ocean. So if you're trying to move cargo and trade packs across the ocean, now you have like a real player threat in addition to everything else out there. Now there are ways around that. It seems like there are some certificates you can get that'll give you like invulnerability for so much time. But again, a lot of these items, I don't know how we're going to be getting them. I imagine it'll be through the new system, but I'm just not sure yet. So let me try and open this up. We'll see if I can get into Ashes of Creation. And if not, we'll go right back. Yes, Control plus F, Bloodlust mode. Money. All right, please, please. Be cool to check this out as well. Also, I know I'm just tossing information at you guys. I don't know how interested you guys are in all of this. And I want to make sure that I represent it okay. You know, hang on, let me see something here. Yeah, this is probably not a good idea, eh? Let me actually just get out of it. We can relog if we have to. I just don't... You guys know how my stuff keeps dying. Definitely seems like it's stuttering right now. Great. Shouldn't have tried to play 2 games at the same time while streaming. What was I thinking? I was thinking that I had the Ryzen and I could do whatever I wanted. My answer to that is very... Okay. See if we can get in here. You know, I was really excited to get some new purple lights for the backdrop here. I think it looks a lot better. But this like mostly white t-shirt just looks super weird. I just feel like I'm sitting here naked talking to you guys every time I look at it. I got your emails, so here I am naked, guys. Can you please start? How much is APOC? Well, this is Ashes of Creation Apocalypse, the Battle Royale. It's free to play on Steam. Free to play. Everything you earn in here, you're earning for the MMO as well. So, this is a super long queue though, so I'm thinking maybe something's working, because before I was getting in real fast, but it was crashing on me. Here it is, the ultimate test. Nope. All right. Well, I'm giving up on this tonight, guys. My apologies. That sucks. Maybe next, well, maybe a few weeks from now, it'll be a little bit better. Right now, I plan on playing Unchained next Friday, and then Guild Wars the following Friday. So that's kind of where we're at right now in terms of streams. Let me get this loaded up. All right. We're back. What happens when you're killed by other players? Nothing really. It's not like they loot you. It's not like full loot PvP or anything. It's just sort of like a troll or like, you know, a grief sort of situation. I don't think so anyway. I don't remember ever being looted. Your gear will be damaged. You'll die, so you'll have to, you know, do all that kind of stuff. You have to repair your gear. You'll have to respawn, that sort of thing. And if you're running a trade pack, they can definitely kill you and take the trade pack. The trade pack that you're carrying on your back is a physical item. So when you die, that drops on the ground. You can also just drop it on the ground and let other people pick it up. Let's say like something comes up and you're like, oh crap, I gotta go into work, or I gotta, you know, it's my dog's funeral. I don't know, whatever you're into, whatever you're doing. And then you gotta do that. You drop it on the ground and you can just have your friend come pick it up and turn it in so that at least somebody gets something for it. I think they last so long before they despawn out of the world. Where are... See, like, right now, it seems like I'm on top of these things. On the mini-map, I should have known. Well, at least ArcheAge is currently allowing me to play it. The whole reason I went to the Steam version of Ashes of Creation was so that it would reliably play for tonight's stream. So, sorry, guys. Seems like periodically you're going to get quests in front of these shrines, the ones you respawn at. And it's almost always you get the quest and then you turn it in right away. I don't even know what the objective is, but you know, it's good content. Some of these guys have absolutely fantastic faces. Elder Trev. It's like, I know it's a Korean MMO, so they had to translate stuff, but I feel like they were like, oh, what's a good English name? Lucius. Like the bird gets a cool name. Mortimer, pretty cool, pretty cool. I think that's Michael? 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 Alright, I'm just reading names of NPCs now. This has devolved into something else. Let me get back on my horse and we'll get to going. That guy's name is Tugger. Does sort of have the... You know, things in the distance have that gray fog haze thing going on, but I don't know, I don't hate it for this. Maybe part of the graphic overhaul will be that that's not so noticeable, but like you can see the pop in when you're in the open world zones. Like at a distance, everything looks super barren, and then as you get up on it, trees start to roll in, little bushes and stuff. See, like right here, I think this is... Yep, this is... Well, that might be naturally spawning. I don't know. But yeah, I could, like, plant something out here if I wanted to, and then just come back. Pet achieved level 8. Vitalism skill tree has revive, and there's a scroll anyone can use. Oh! Read and chat, guys. That's why you don't do that stuff. So, it's not a raptor mount. I didn't make that jump. Seems like the idea is to go around anyway, so we'll just... I don't know if this is a thing, but it definitely feels like I'm going faster when I'm underwater. So I'm going to do it anyway, just because I don't feel as slow. And I got my sweet anime boost on. Let me get over here. Police. Oh, it's just on the other side of this altogether. Schmoopin', how you just gonna fall off a bridge like that? Trev? Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, they don't have a lot of the typical anime names, and I think it's just something that kind of happened when they were translating the game, to be honest with you. I was talking in on Discord about like how much it must have sucked to translate all this stuff, and especially from my perspective, oh no, especially from my perspective, where like I skip all this stuff anyway. I feel real bad. This guy, you know, I thought the ladies were kind of scantily clad, but like, you know, at least, you know, it goes both ways, I guess. It's like Hansel and Gretel all grown up. I don't know what the hell's going on. Oh, oh. Well, don't mind if I do. See, just little cool stuff like this. I mean, it's kind of just like time consuming and you just press W, but still. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, guys. Just saying. Yeah, I know what a mode is. I need to grab something in there, but I'm already halfway over this thing, and I'm not waiting a half an hour to get over here again, so. Yeah, when you try to use your raptor on a game where it doesn't exist. That is like the #1 thing outside of just like how Guild Wars 2 just has this aesthetic to it that it just looks so good. And the combat, I do miss like using sword 2 to just like fling myself forward. Like I have that ability right here, watch. But I can't use it outside of combat, so it's like feels bad kind of, you know? Now, that's not to say that there aren't abilities that'll allow you to do that outside of combat. I'm fairly positive that on my other character with similar like class or whatever, I was able to do that, but it's just, I don't know, it's just, you know, you end up appreciating things. That's why I like playing multiple games at this point. I was kind of tunneling on Guild Wars 2 for a long time, and I kind of made it tedious, which is not something you want to do. I'm sure I'll go a little too hard on this if the business model is what it should be. And then go back to sort of playing a little bit of everything. I have played Final Fantasy to the original max level. Not sure if I want to make a video on that. ESO is still definitely on the table for me, just because I think it kind of does things a little bit differently, and I'd like to experience that sort of leveling. But at the end of the day, I mean, I don't know if I'm all that interested in ESO. Just as like I never played Skyrim, and I think I'm realizing that it's because I didn't really think that I would enjoy it. Like, a lot of people really love Skyrim. Kudos to you. I know it was revolutionary as hell when it came out, but, like, it's just a story game, man. I don't care. Like, what's the combat like in Elder Scrolls? I'm sure some of you would say, it's awesome, but I don't think it's like, amazing. ESO is probably better. Probably. I've played a little bit, but I don't know what the end game combat's like, you know? See, when they're not red, I feel like I'm killing, like, an innocent, whatever you want to call it. Probably gonna die here, eh? Probably should have learned more skills, Tate. I'm pretty sure you can now. You totally can now. Cool. So now I have a evade window ability. I don't want to engage anybody just yet. Find the ring, that's over there. This is Rescue Bridget. Where are you, Bridget? Say Bridget. Let me find that there Bridget. Pretty cool though, like you had to sneak into this area. Alright, you know what? Just no. So I pop this. Now for a chunk of time. Oh, it's a little hidden quest there. That's also a thing. I'm not quite sure how that works yet, though. Occasionally, I'll just get a hidden quest. Also, sometimes you'll pick up an item off of an enemy, and that'll start a quest line. Very like World of Warcraft, WildStar, those kinds of games. Oh, rest in peace, WildStar. Where are you at, girlfriend? Oh! Prison gate. So, wait, what'd she say? Rescue at last. Be careful. The floors up here are rigged to collapse. Oh, God. Stay where the thieves are walking. So imagine anywhere this stuff is happening. Unless it's just... It seems like it's just RP. Okay. We're good. Now, give me a key or something. Or is there an interactable object? Oh, there's a lever. There we go. Okay, well, these guys are going to be a pain in my butt if I don't take them out anyway, so. Which mage? There are like 4 mage DPS trees. Necromancer. When ice skating for the first time earlier, I would do it again. That's also why I was late to the stream. Hey, man. Ice skating's kind of cool. Actually, as a little kid, I used to go roller skating kind of frequently. We had a place that you could go roller skating around here. And, yeah. I've told this story to a few friends. I'm not sure if I've told it on stream or anything, but basically, growing up, we would go to this place, like, all the time, right? And I was just like, oh, Mom, can we go? Can we go? Like, that was my jam. And, let's see if... Oh, no! Okay, it does actually fall. That's cool. I'm actually happy that it works that way, but I was able to get through. But yeah, as a kid, I would beg to go there, and you know, we would go occasionally. You know, you wear Mom down after a while. She's like, oh, okay, fine. We have money. We can do it. So we go, and I just remember loving every aspect of going there and skating. But one of those like weird kid memories that I have, like, if that makes any sense, is that I just remember liking the way it smelled. And it wasn't until years later that like a friend of mine took their stinky shoes off and I could smell their feet that I smelled the smell from my childhood and realized that as a kid I was literally going to a roller skate arena going, oh yeah, oh God, I love that smell. And it was feet, you guys. Now, I'm not like a feet guy or anything, so, you know, it never turned into anything like that, but still, like, like I was into feet, kind of, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Revealing, super revealing story for you guys. Tate Talk with Tate, yeah. I figured you probably don't just want to hear me robotically list off features and opinions of video games. Sometimes you might want a story or two. I got all kinds of stories, guys, some of which I probably won't get away with saying on stream or anything like that, but I've lived a life. I'm a pretty boring guy, but a lot of stuff had happened to me at one point or another, so. I mean, this is all I'm doing when I'm not streaming or making videos, is just sitting here playing games. Talking to myself now. Well, kinda. Alright, just making sure I'm going the right way. And then, of course, this is a numlock to run forward MMO, so I'm just going to do that. That's Necromancer, what is that? Vitalism, Shadow Play, and Witchcraft? The smell of the roller skating. This better not awaken anything in me. Oh my God, what is that from? Oh, that's Community! That's Community. That's Dean Pelton. God, you guys are awesome. You guys get all the references. I always want to make references, but I just feel like a lot of times no one would know what the hell I was talking about. But you guys just make the references that I want to make anyway. See, I'm hoping with this graphics change, like, what's going on here? See, this just kind of like doesn't know what to do with this shadow, depending on how I hold my camera. I mean, that might be wishful thinking. But see how it's just like moving? It looks really weird. I don't know. I think it's like textures that they're mostly changing. I heard that like one of the forests got like some glow effects put onto certain types of foliage. But, I don't know. There is a trailer out there if you guys are curious what kind of graphics improvements are taking place. Originally, that video was much longer and covered a lot of different stuff, but I just didn't want to like make some crazy long video, both because I play MMOs, so I need time to do that, but also I don't know, after you might take a look at my channel and think, oh, this guy makes 10-minute long videos mostly because that's how you get the ads or whatever. But realistically, for me anyway, it's like any more than 10 minutes when I'm watching a video, and I'm usually like, okay, dude, shut up. Just like, you could have told me the information by now. Just like, tell me and get out of here. So I try to keep them like 10 to 15 minutes. Plus, you hear me on stream, guys. I could talk, right? So I don't want to do you like that. I'm looking for, is it in here? No, this is just crafting. Tate, don't be stupid. Stupid. Is it in here? Okay, no. Oh. Now it's turning off the light. Says find the ring chest in his house. Okay. So there must have been a chest in there. I'm just stupid. Probably just stupid, guys. Hey, it's the chest. Look at that. I'm just stupid. Who knew? Well, opening that chest respawned his bed. Pretty cool. Nice little secret compartment. Hey, it's Tugger. Nope. Thank you. And cool. Everything's in one spot. When all the quests line up in one area, I'm a happy guy. Also bought some Guild Wars 2 merchandise about a week ago and got it today. What did you end up getting? Okay, you guys are talking classes. Neat, I guessed it right. Some of them actually kind of make a bit of sense, I would say, based on the name. So, Shadow, Play, Witchcraft, Vitalism, Assassin? Shadow, Witchcraft. See, the thing is like, if you guys are really, really into this and you just want to check it out, don't spend any money, don't sub to the game. Just download ArcheAge as it stands. It's free to play, and you can at least get a idea of what questing and systems are going to be like. I have heard that Unchained is going to be like the most up-to-date version of the game. And I don't know what's changed since I've been gone, aside from the few things I've mentioned, let alone what'll be changing with that sort of thing. Let's see. Kill broken corpses. This is a broken corpse. See how I jumped off of my freaking horse just then, guys? This game is awesome. Okay? And then, to give you guys an example, see how there's nothing on the map? See how if I open this, and I zoom in as far as I can, there's not... Oh, never mind. See how there's nothing on that map as well? And yet, here is a mining node. Now, I don't need anything. I just, by default, as a character, I just have a mining pick and everything I need. There's no, like, infinite tools or tools that break down, nothing like that. Listen here. Another thing I heard is there are bag slot items that you can get. And those are obviously, like, cash shop items or whatever, or, like, loyalty, which is a currency you get for subscribing for so long. They said that those type of things, like bag expansions here, those aren't going to be in the game either, according to the new publisher. And so that might just mean that everybody starts with max inventory. That would be pretty crazy. Like, honestly, that's almost taking it too far. Like, Guild Wars 2 has the bag slot thing. I don't mind that necessarily. I guess, in a way, too, though, like, this version that I'm playing now will always have some sort of player base that's paying a lot of money to stay on top. And, I mean, Unchained is probably going to benefit from that. So maybe now that they've kind of made their money, they can just re-release the game again and make a little bit more, and they don't need to make all the money. Another cool thing that was not in the game, at least as far as I remember, ancestral levels. These are the levels you gain after max. actually allow you to take some of your abilities and augment them in certain ways. So like right here, I could do, this is triple slash. This is your starter battle rage ability. I can, how does this change? Physical damage. This is faster. Oh, it's lightning. I see. So it's lightning. It's faster. It does less damage. And let me see here. Seems like, yes, this is probably a bit slower and does more damage, but you see what I'm saying. Like, you can change the elemental type, and sort of the speed of the ability. Also, your attack speed. Here. Your attack speed is based off of your weapon. They all have individual attack speeds. And, oh my god, guys, not to just be an obnoxious gush person, but look at this. So instead of a whole menu, it just pops up around your character, man. Like, that's so little, but I just really like that. I don't know why. Like, I really like that. And then, there's another thing here that some people might be interested in. It'll probably still be a bit of a, how does this sit here? So gear score exists in this game, and there's a leaderboard for it. Look at that. So if you really want to be a tryhard, you can do that. If you don't care, then you don't have to click on that, right? But I need 12 of these guys. Oh my gosh. Can we do it? Can we do it? Thank you. Yes, Unchained will be a separate download, so if you end up checking out ArcheAge, which I really wish I could just go change what I'm playing. Feels kind of dumb to have it say Apocalypse and do this. Sorry, side tangent. But yes, it should be its own game. It's its own servers. It's completely separate. Nobody's going to be able to take their characters from existing versions of the game in. We're all starting at the same time. So if the, I don't know, the business model change isn't enough to kind of interest you, then that should be the thing that gets you going. Because, oh my god. Like, honestly, even with the changes to the business model, if players who had already gotten an unfair advantage could continue making progress or staying on top, I mean, kind of takes the wind out of my sails a little bit, you know? I'm gonna stop using that expression. Someone give me new expressions to use, and I'll use those. Sorry I repeat stuff so much. Alright, what's this guy's deal? Listen here, man. I ain't never scared. Here I go. Ha! That sounds like something Wooden Potatoes would be into, with the whole Guild Wars 2 Master stuff. Yeah, I think that's probably the coolest series ever. I've been watching that on and off. Because, I mean, what he's essentially done with that series is taken a game like Guild Wars 2 that you can effectively, you know, not from the very beginning. Like, if you're a fresh player, it's going to take you a while, but if you're kind of done with the game, you can just finish it in a couple of weeks or maybe a month or two, depending on how much you have left. And then, I mean, after that, really, every bit of progression that you make is completely on you. It's like, do you want those skins? Because you don't need them. You already have the stats you need. Do you want those achievement points? Will anyone care if you have those achievement points? Like, just go in for stuff to go for stuff. Plus, he's got, and I know what's going to happen when I say this, but he's got a good group of people that watch him, because, it seems like a fair amount of people are just willing to donate stuff to him and sort of like help him max out his account, which is wild. I mean, I always miss his streams, but I don't know, I would probably give him a couple bucks if I was on there. Just he's literally given years of his life to covering a game that I like very much, so I'm sure that's where it comes from. Also, just to see one guy get everything in the game is pretty awesome. Not sure if that's... Well, you know, if there was anybody who did all the Living World Season 1 stuff, It was probably him. I've never explicitly heard him say anything about like how much of that stuff he has. Okay, so here we go. This is a cool ability. So you can use this out of combat. I'm pretty sure I can use it on the horse. So there's just a quick little drop back there that I can do. I don't know, just little things that you can throw into combat. But I say that because it's like, yes, you don't have your warrior's sword to fling yourself forward, but it's not like those abilities don't exist. It's just not like a dual functionality for skills like it is in Guild Wars 2, and one of the things I love the most about that combat system. Especially before mounts, guys, like, those abilities that was big value, because you could just kind of dash around if you needed to. Obviously, you get, like, movement speed or whatever, swiftness. But, like, in terms of just, like, getting through the world faster. Nope. Thanks anyway. Who's this guy? Rudrick? See, some of these guys have more interesting names. One day I'll just do a stream of Final Fantasy XIV, and I can't remember which faction it is, but they basically just face roll the keyboard. I think I've talked about this before on stream, but their names literally, like, I refuse to think that, like, anybody put thought into that. They were just like, how can we make it original? Well, let's not spell anything. No one's done that before. Like, that's kind of what it feels like, so. It's like, here's... is it like my elevation? What's happening? Is it this stupid thing? Yep. Come on. Come on, get me off of here. I swear to God, if it's this stupid... I don't know if any of you guys have Logitech mice. There's this G shift thing that I keep disabling, and it does not seem to matter. Let me just... Can I... What in the hell is happening, my dude? Cool, I guess I'll just auto-attack. That's pretty cool. Oh, there it is. Hang on. Hang on. There we go. There we go. Is that active or inactive? Cool. This is a brand new mechanical keyboard, and the shift just wants to stick. And I always think that it's this G shift thing, because when I first bought the mount, it actually was an issue. But it hasn't been that forever. It's just that for some reason, I don't know if there's cat hair on my control or something. I said shift, I meant control. I don't know what's going on with that, but super annoying when you're in combat and all of a sudden you can't use your abilities. Just a little irritating. Oh, I was tripped. So yeah, there's your... Now, if that had been an enemy player, they could probably combo off of me pretty good. I don't know if these are... Oh, they are. Okay, they're just eagles. I kept thinking, like, maybe somebody with some sort of flying mount was around. I'm not sure that that's actually a thing, though. Like, flying mounts. Something to be said for Ashes of Creation is they have confirmed just dragon mounts. So hooray. I'm definitely all on board for dragon mounts. Now, I don't know if every single player can get those. On one of the live streams, they were talking about it. Kind of sounds like it's going to be a... I don't know, for more involved players. Like, if you help contribute to a guild, if you're like an officer, you can have a dragon, something like that. Which is, I mean, it's pretty cool. I feel like there's always going to be a group of players, though, in that game, if they stick to it and they don't cave to the player base, that's just going to be, oh, why can't I have a dragon? So, exclusivity, people don't like that. They want to be able to get everything and do everything. Which I get to an extent. Like, I like games where I can play all the classes, right? Alright. I need the orders, though. Who would have the orders? Probably the Zealot, if I was a betting man. Let's see if the Zealot's got what we need. cultist scouts. It says in the freaking quest, you idiot. Oh my god. Trust me, guys. Nobody's pained by my lack of brain power more than I am. So. Come here, Epona. And we're off. Nice try. Too slow. Now I say that, but pretty quickly, or at least after a little while there, you'll be doing some quests, and you'll be like, alright, I'm done. I'm gonna run past the rest of these trash mobs that I was clearing for this quest. And then one of them will just snare you off your mount and destroy half your health bar, like it happened to me. Also a good idea to make sure that, especially if you play like I do and you're just sort of like jetting through these quests, that you check your inventory and make sure you're keeping your gear current, because it's very easy to forget and then be like, oh, there we go. There was a fine example. Here, let me see. I mean, I think it's pretty fair. I thought that said alligator. It's agitator. Tater. Get it, guys? Can I talk to you again? No. But yeah, ladies be kind of out there. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff going on. You know what I'm trying to say. I don't mind, obviously. But I could definitely see why people might not be into that. All right. And I can see why people are maybe a little too into that as well. Another public farm. I am also, just because like it's a decent talking point here. So, okay, you see this guy. First of all, this guy is straight out of Sesame Street. I don't know what's going on with him, but I really like this dude. He's just sort of around at different places, doing that thing with his hand and talking like any member of Sesame Street would. But so you go through this portal. I actually haven't done this at all since I started playing again. But basically, imagine if the cash shop.
To purchase houses,
Yeah.
ships, mounts.
You heard it here first, folks. Like if a cash shop had an in-game representation. This is basically what you'd be looking at. Now, this is something I don't really know what they're gonna do for Unchained. So like you got different types of skins here. Pretty cool stuff, honestly. Looks good. I've always really liked this here. Even for your mount. Also, the mounts themselves have different skins. Now, in this version, at least for a... Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god, what am I looking at? Talk about immersion breaking. I don't know what that is. Like, why does this exist? Can I do stuff with you? No? Okay. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. Let's just turn our back to that. What I was trying to say is, oh, wow. That really derailed me. You could buy the mount skin, but you would also actually get the mount. So, I mean, if you hadn't done the quest line for the mount, then you could just come and get one. The mounts in this game do offer slightly different speeds and combat abilities. I think they're all different. I'm not sure. They could all be the same. Oh, guys, you can also get married in ArcheAge. So I'll give you the server, and you guys can try to swoon me. And maybe we'll get married. I think there's like benefits. I don't know. But yeah, just all kinds of stuff you can pick up here. I guess that's where that bed we saw from earlier came from. Now, I think all these items will still exist. I'm just not sure how to work. Like, say for that wicker bed, do I have to craft a bed and then I can buy the skin and apply it to my bed? Is that how that works? Like, I don't know. Or do I buy the bed and now I just have a decoration for my house? Because beds do have some functionality, at least in terms of labor regeneration. So, wait, wait, wait. Uh, no, no, no. Planning to buy a new keyboard as well. I just bought one, so I'm just gonna try to clean this and hope that that kind of fixes everything for me. Nothing wrong with making some cosmetics exclusive. Yeah, I feel that. That's not fair to only have for officer if they say kill this boss and you will get it. I'm totally fine. Well, I think there will be mounts like that, but I think the vast majority, well, not the vast majority. What the hell am I talking about? Getting a little sleepy, guys. I think dragon mounts specifically were created as a perk for those types of things. So if you are the leader of a guild, you get a dragon. If you're a high-ranking officer, Ashes of Creation also will allow you to in-game be a mayor of a town and make decisions. Maybe that nets you a dragon mount. I don't know. And I think there will be other dragon-like mounts, but the dragon, I think, is limited. I do understand that that's a little irritating, but still. I found out about Perfect World Mobile. Has some pretty great graphics, and best of all, it has Kodan as a playable race. I like it. I don't agitate. Yeah, ha 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 ha. So like, yeah, was that a girl? Yeah, sure was. Or, they got grills in here, dude. With you can see their personality really well as well. So that's the thing. I keep hearing about this Perfect World Mobile. I'm trying to stay away from phone games. I already played PewDiePie's Tuber Simulator. What? You know, that whole spiel. I already do that. So that's kind of enough for me. I used to play a lot of mobile games, and it just cut in on my actual game time, so I don't do that now. Sesame Street on drugs. Agreed. It's where you go to buy houses. Yes, houses, boats. See, like, yeah, if they wanted to have this as just sort of like a place you could... I should have got a glider before I came here. If they just wanted to, like, have a place that sort of showed off real estate and boats and stuff, that's great. It's just that I think you can buy stuff here as well. There's a currency called Gilda Stars. I'm sure you guys have seen those pop up as I've been doing quests. You build those up over time. Some of the things you buy can be purchased for Gilda Stars. But for those of you guys who are curious about things like player housing and boats, let's take a look so you can see what is going on there. So you got all these, yeah, so you can buy them. That's what the little coin is. You got all these different types of housing, different colors and stuff. It's not fully customizable, but there are different schematics and different colors at the very least. I don't think they ever added a way to like paint the walls and stuff. Maybe. I had a house briefly, and then I gave it to a guildie who we were trying to farm something. Couldn't tell you what, but that was kind of what was going on. Now, I'm just sort of walking in front of these, but you can see that the houses do actually get quite a bit bigger. You can get like a mansion. I'll get off the mount just because you can go in here with mounts too, but it's just janky a little. So they kind of faux decorate things. Yours will be empty. This has an upstairs. No instanced apartments, no instanced bedrooms or anything like that. But I imagine some of this stuff is earned. I don't know. A lot of it's probably crafted or purchased. So I'll be curious to see how much of like this sort of stuff ends up in the cash shop. But I mean, still, just this is player housing. I'm not competitive when it comes to player housing. It's like, I don't really care if you paid for everything that's in your house. As long as there is a way to earn stuff. And by that, I mean functional stuff, like crafting tables and things of that nature. What? Oh. You can open and close the windows. Thought I could maybe play one of these instruments. Can I? Nope, I guess I can sit in that chair. Okay, I'm giving up on that. Come up here. Like a whole lot of space. There are pianos. I think that these also work with the sheet music, so you can literally just save songs on sheet music in your inventory in the game and then load them in and play. All sorts of little toys and stuff to collect, bookshelves. It's pretty cool. They I don't know how interested you guys are in that sort of thing. I think this is the last big boy house. Let me come over here and check. Or this might be the first to your big boy house, honestly. They'll have slightly different layouts, though. Like, I think these look different enough. There's a good amount of headspace so that the camera doesn't get jacked like it does a lot of time in some kind of player housing. Especially in Minecraft, guys, am I right? Jeez. All right. You can have this sweet bed. And hopefully you could put something on the ceiling so we could get like a Codicus Manor kind of thing going on where you put a mirror up there. I'm fairly certain you can put some kind of armor and weapons on display. Like maybe you can pick what goes in there. I'm not sure. I don't want to say too much because don't know. That would be really cool. But like, here you go. There's your medium, light, heavy craft tables. I think this is alchemy. You can repair your own stuff right there. I mean, just convenience and decorations. But I think more people are curious about boats. What a weird game. Yeah. Can't wait to get married. Can I marry you, Tate? Well, think about it. I said you guys can try and... You got to take me out on a date. Like, we're not just going to get married, man. Come on now. Come on, I have to have dragon. Yeah, I know. That's everybody. Oh, fancy. Like IKEA. Minecraft doesn't give you player housing. You create yours. Yeah, but sometimes, like, I just feel like the camera gets all goofy. Regardless. Okay. Oh, all right. So I do remember this much. These are... They ended up putting in, like, beach houses? I think these are, like... And what you'll do with this... Where are the freaking boats? Are they just not loaded in? Oh, no. Okay. What you'll do with these is you'll try to put them as close to an area as you can that has farmland underneath, and you'll be able to do your underwater farms. At least that's how we were trying to do it when I played last. And now I have to get back out of here. And I would get on the rowboat, but I really don't think that's going to help my cause. You guys saw me try to use that thing earlier. Surprisingly, the big boats are a little bit easier to operate. And there aren't crazy boat controls. I don't know if you guys have played other games with boat stuff. I'm trying to remember the one that I played. What was the recent pirate MMO that came out? It's basically just Conan Exiles with... which is in turn like Rust and all those other kinds of games. It'll come to me. I'll think of it. But yeah. So, what's this guy here? This is Cutter. I think this is just like one of the regular boats, maybe? Doesn't seem like... I guess cannons can go here. I don't know if you have to outfit your boat with cannons. I think this is the galleon over here. This is a big boy. Yeah, it looks like you might have to outfit your boat with cannons, but still, I mean, pretty cool stuff. I think when I play, I might just... It's this guy here. Yeah. The Fish Find Longliner is just like a fishing boat. So, like, when you pick up a trade pack, it's on your back. You can only carry one. It reduces your movement speed. And so the game mechanics are get a vehicle or a mount that takes some of the weight off and allows you to move faster. While with fishing, if you're on a normal boat and you fish, once you capture that fish, it's in your hands. All you can do now is take your boat back to somewhere where you can sell it. But the fishing boat, well, give or take. I'm not entirely sure. But the fishing boat will give you several places to store your fish. So, long story short, you can carry more fish, deliver more fish at once. But it's not going to be one of those things where you're like fishing for 1 billion years and filling essentially like an endless bank full of fish and turning it all in. Can't really remember how fishing works though. Like if it's actually good or like fun. You know what I mean? Like engaging. Like Sea of Thieves has a really, really good fishing right now, in my opinion. Check out this guy. Piranha. Fight me in real life, bro. I don't think you can fight here. And I'm not going to fight him anyway. Yeah, Sea of Thieves is a very good game. Would love to play Sea of Thieves on the stream at some point. Don't know how many of you guys own Sea of Thieves. let me know on Discord if we have enough to run a 4-man team, and I'll definitely play Sea of Thieves with you guys. I love that shit. That is my jam. I love pirate sims. So I like that pirate MMO that I unfortunately still can't remember the name of, but it was just, I don't know, it was too painful. Like, I like a challenge, but it's like you'd put all this time into building your boat out of scratch and gaining all this, like, and I think you kept like your levels, but not your gear, not your items. You just like dumped your inventory, so it was like full loot PvP. And you could spend like a ridiculous like hours making a boat, getting the boat, everything it needed, taking it somewhere, you know, all this stuff. And then it's like, I don't know, you get to a place where you can get into some action, and then some dude just blows you up. It's the end of the game. I guess I got rewarded again. Thank you. All right, we're back. Back to basics. Sea of Thieves? Do you actually not know what Sea of Thieves is, or are you like, you play Sea of Thieves, question mark? It's not an MMO, just to be clear. It's very far from it. It has like almost no progression to it. Like, debatably. What is happening right now? So you can just infa wind me? Not fair, dude. Not fair at all. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do about that. Die. Just die. Just die. Just die. I don't know what this will get me, but we're gonna try it out anyway. I think I just stood there and got hit for no reason. It's all good. Now I'll lose some XP and I can show you that. So this little area down here on the bottom, that's the experience that I just lost, unless I spend labor here to get the blessing. How many gigabytes is ArcheAge? I say it was like, here. No, I don't want to update glyph. Pooh Skittles. Let me see here. Where would it be? Where would it be installed, guys? Do you know where I install my stuff? Did I put it in here? Gotta go fast. I did. So let me just tell you, because it's the only thing on the glyph launcher that I have. Looks like about 40 gigs. 40 gigs, guys. For anybody curious, might be more with the graphic enhancements. Not sure. Sincerely don't know what I'm supposed to do about this. Wait. What if I... No, still not evading. Just don't let him knock me into something else, please. This is one of those games where I feel like, especially early on, I'm not trying to take on like 2 or 3 dudes at a time. It's just gonna be a mistake, but... Oh, you know what? You know why they're doing this? Because I'm stupid and I never do this when it's asked of me. Maybe? Removes the wind ward from... Yep. What are you doing, man? Come on. There it is. I could put it on my bar and activate it that way for sure, but... Alright, so now I can just attack normally. Hey! I was like, these guys have some really poo mechanics if they're just gonna shove me away over and over again, and it turns out like it always does, guys. Just... I don't even need to, like, necessarily kill these... Or, well, I need to kill them, but... Freeze elemental. Some of these require you to get them, like, so low before you can use it. I don't know that this is one of those things. Okay, well... I guess I only use it if they're pushing me back. Unless they somehow gave me like a buff or something that I just have on me now. I don't know. Yeah, Sea of Thieves is it's a pirate game. You can play with up to 4 players. There's 3 different boats. There's a Kraken event that'll spawn randomly. There are several Megalodons that will chase after you. Your boats take damage. The sails get damaged. You have to repair stuff. It requires like several people to operate a boat for the most part. They did just add like a PvP mode not too long ago. I haven't checked it out yet though. I do want to check it out, but basically the only thing there is to do in that game is to grind reputation faction points, kind of. So you'll be digging up treasure by following treasure maps, which is actually pretty well done, I think. They just added fishing, like I said. Pretty dang good, pretty fun. And just as a quick sidebar, I don't know if you guys are Rare fans, like the company Rare. They're the ones who made that game. So it's literally the well, I don't want to say the Banjo-Kazooie people. Those people are probably not part of the company mostly. But, same company, anyway, that made Banjo-Kazooie, if that's something that you love. And they're kind of like an old school mindset where they're like, well, we're not just going to put like power creep through leveling and progression in so that at any moment anyone can start playing and basically have everything that every other player has to make sure that fights are as balanced as they can be. But there are still things like you can get specialized cannonballs and things like that. Like curse cannonballs that'll like raise your sails or drop your anchor while you're fighting. Dude, those suck. So if players are motivated enough, they can collect that kind of stuff and kind of get the upper hand, but we can steal from other thief boats. Oof, that's longer than I thought. You mean bigger? Like more space? Regardless, I mean, I don't know. That's kind of all I've been up to lately, guys. I've been playing a little bit of Guild Wars too, but I've definitely been kind of dipping my toes more so lately. And I don't know. Seems like at least YouTube-wise, people are somewhat interested. Hopefully that stays, because I've been having some fun just talking about random stuff. Still obviously going to be Guild Wars 2 videos when there's stuff to talk about, or I don't know, if I feel like getting back in there and making some guides. But for right now, most of my gameplay has kind of been divvied up elsewhere. I do dig this song though. Yep, way farther out as always. Maybe we'll find some time also, you know, here in a couple weeks. It'll be a while before we get in there again, but maybe we can get some Ashes of Creation stuff. It's a battle royale right now, but they did say that the next couple of game modes there's like a horde mode coming, and there is a castle siege mode, because all of that's gonna, obviously, like, that's a big part of the game or whatever, if you follow. Dang. Oh yeah, sometimes they put like weaker mobs in here if you have to take out 3 at a time. I'm gonna wait, and you're dead. Here I come. Also, don't know what the quality is right now, guys, for the stream. Again, I bumped it down to try and make it a bit more stable, but also I'm doing a display capture on OBS instead of game capture, and I've always been told that that's a big no-no, but because of the anti-cheat software that is it's kind of a meme in ArcheAge, because it didn't seem like it really helps all that much, but its presence kind of prevents you from being able to capture this correctly. Also, if anybody out there is a content creator of any kind or just makes fun clips in OBS for this game, let me know what the heck you're doing, because I sure as hell don't know what to do to get it to work right. Please tell me that my really long essay went through. Holy crap, let me see. Yeah, it's good. Tell me more about that cow. It's a cow. You guys mad at me for reacting? It's so odd, man. Yeah, I'm gonna say that it didn't, man. I don't see more than a sentence from you, really. Anywhere recently. Yeah, I mean, you can copy pasta if you like. This is a proposal. Oh, did you try to propose to me? Wait. Found the graphic. Oh, no, okay. Stuff I already looked at. Yeah. Sorry, Ming. Feel free to spam it if you're trying to get it in the chat. You want to talk about some stuff. I'm definitely in. Stream will probably be wrapping up here pretty shortly. To be honest, guys. It's almost 3. I try to keep these to around 3 hours. They might get longer. It just depends. Right now, my schedule is basically stream Fridays, after Fridays, you know, play around with OBS, try to get it to not crash on me. That's what I did last Friday. But a lot of times, I'll try to draft out some videos, and then I'll try to get the gameplay over the weekend for those videos, and then I'll record the audio on Monday, and around Tuesday, Wednesday, just like interspersantly working on it and playing games, I'm able to get a video out a week, and that's kind of where I like it right now. Just for right now. But maybe we'll find a way to get some more videos going. I don't know, guys. I feel like I over-edit my stuff a little bit. There are guys out here right now on YouTube who are like literally just throwing their face in the corner and just talking, unedited, and they get all the views, all the everything. And I'm like, but even when I watch it, I'm like, man, this is just, I feel like this could be shorter, you know? I feel like you could cut some of this out. My problem is I'm too distracted. Kudos to anybody who can talk for 15, 20 minutes straight and have a cohesive thought. You guys have seen what my stream of consciousness is like. It's all over the place, right? So just got to report to somebody. Thank you. I don't know what these Oblivion rifts are. I imagine it's similar to the game rift where things would just open up. I think ESO also has those. And let's be real, guys, they're probably dynamic events, right? So a lot of games picked that up. I know Rift was kind of already doing it, but they came out around the same time as Guild Wars. I don't know, does like WoW do anything that Guild Wars 2 does? I wonder if they ended up borrowing anything. I haven't been popping like foods or boosters or anything. It's definitely noticeably slower, I would say. Don't know what version of the game this will be in, but they do kind of give you this little chest here, right? It says day 1 supply chest, and you can activate it once a day, and it'll give you like some boosters, some foods. Basically, it just takes care, the game does a really good job of taking care of gearing and giving you like the things that you need for leveling. Which, it just makes you wonder, like, why even have leveling in a game if you're just going to facilitate it like that? But hey, I ain't no game dev. It's an MMO, especially this one was designed to be a, you know, marketed, get you brothers and sisters out there spending your hard-earned money on the game. So maybe they pad it with content like this so that it takes a long time, so that you'll likely try to speed it up. I don't know. Kobold. Straight out of WoW, guys. Look at this guy. You know what that tells me? Kobolds are probably from Dungeons and Dragons, because that's basically where it's either Lord of the Rings universe or Dungeons and Dragons. That's basically where everything comes from. And if it doesn't come from there, it's sort of referencing that stuff, I would say. Like Silvaria are elves, right, guys? Asura are gnomes. Char are whatever beast race. There's always like some kind of beast race, like Tauren or whatever in WoW. Check your Discord after the stream. Okay. I leave the long YouTube videos on and just listen sometimes. More content. I'm resending it. Okay. If it doesn't work, do send it in Discord because I am curious what you had to say there. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, guys, is like I genuinely want to upload more. I just the issue that was kind of plaguing me before was that it was just taking up so much of my time that I could barely play games, and I didn't feel like I was like half the time I'd have an opinion on something and I'd be like, why do I even feel this way? I haven't played the game to really justify this point of view. And now I finally feel like I'm kind of back in it playing games again, but right now that's leaving me, especially, and not to hate on anything that we do on Fridays, right? But the stream obviously kind of prevents the second video that I used to upload once a week from happening. And it does get uploaded as a video, so I guess there's that. Seems like some people watch them, surprisingly. I'm always surprised when it breaks more than like 200 views. I'm like, you guys really wanted to watch that garbage? Me just rambling and playing a game? It's hot garbage, guys. Have a little self-respect. Go to school. Get your education. Don't watch me play, you know, a hack and slash Tate style MMO stuff. See, look at that. Listen to this commentary, guys. I named myself commentate and I can't even do good commentary. Time to just call it quits. Well, boys, we had a good run. It's time to end it now. I'm pretty sure at one point this bear was available in the cash shop and I bought it. That was one of the, oh no, I have to stop. I'm really hoping they add an acquisition method. That'd be really cool. If I could, you know, just like get this all natural. That'd be pretty dope. This fox is gonna kill me. Dude, leave me alone, man. I'm gonna come over here. Will you fight? Will you guys fight it? Oh, he ran away, didn't he? Yeah, he did. Got him. All right. It was way too many characters. I will send it in Discord. Okay, that's cool, man. No worries. I don't know. Is there like a character limit that is enabled by default that I need to disable? I guess you guys can't post links either for whatever reason. I never disabled that. I do apologize. I am a little worried that if I enable it for you guys, we'll get some troll later on who will be posting some gnarly stuff in there, but it's not like it's gonna autoplay on stream or anything, right? So I guess it doesn't really matter.
During battles, numbers beside the word combo show combo damage. Bloody numbers show critical damage.
So like Guild Wars 2, one of my favorite convenience features is that you can just kind of deposit from wherever you're at. This game does not do that. So what you can do is just kind of leave things. Let's see. Do I have a good example right now? Okay, so we have 10 farmers crates. These can all be opened for crafting materials. Just don't open them and you'll save some space. Kind of like the bags in Guild Wars 2. It does seem like a lot more of the bags will kind of stack up. So, and pretty high at that rate. So, it's manageable. Oh, it's foxes or bears. Well, I like killing the bears because they're awesome. Foxes are my friend. Oh, it even made a really messed up noise. Yeah. I know. It's funny because they did a pretty good job taking care of this kind of stuff. Like translating it and everything. But occasionally, like one of those pop-ups will come up and it'll just be straight up Korean and I have no idea what's going on. I prefer my games to be kind of messed up like that, though. I'm not gonna lie, guys. keeps you on your toes. You're starting to get a little bored. Things are getting a little repetitive, and then you hear another language, and all of a sudden you're like, all right, I'm good to go. Let's do this. I thought I got another sword at some point, and I probably didn't even. There it is, the agitator. Remember all that time ago? What's this boy look like? All right, we're getting a little Buster sortie, but still looking pretty cool. And this will be an obvious increase in damage. We're just gonna wreck this guy real quick. Oh my gosh, I'm doing like 1 billion damage now. This is so different than it was. Dead's dead. Alrighty. How many of those did I need? 8. See, I don't even really hate kill quests necessarily. Just because it's like... Oh, well, okay, I take that back. I hate kill quests if the combat is doo-doo crumbs. But the combo system in this is pretty good. Now, right now, I'm really only doing like 1 combo. What I need here is this Whirlwind Strike. Let me see, can I reset this and get Whirlwind Strike? I cannot. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that back. And can I get pinned down? I cannot. Take this back as well then. Doesn't really matter how many skill points I have. I don't think I'm high enough level yet. But basically what you end up with is you get the stun off of your like forward dash. You put Shaken on with your sword combo. I think you might even get something else. Second attack. Oh yeah. You want a tripped target, I suppose. I think the spin move that I was just pointing out that you unlock later does a trip, and so you can kind of hit those 3 and go back into your main rotation. But it's pretty easy to see what skills you're supposed to be using, and then it's just a matter of getting the muscle memory, you know what I mean? Like, admittedly, and pretty obviously when you guys watch my streams and stuff, I don't know, I feel like Guild Wars 2 is like too fast for me or something. I might just be old and I can't keep up. I don't have fast twitch muscle fibers, whatever the kids have these days that gives them the advantages. But it just feels kind of like it's hard to see exactly what's going on. Even when it's just me playing, like sometimes I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, where's my synergy? How does this work? And I always end up just looking up a video and figuring it out. And it's not like so hard that I needed the video necessarily, but it isn't like this where it's like, hey, the skill lit up, hit it. That's pretty much all you need. That's all you need to know your combos. Hit the lit up skill. Cool. And then eventually you get to a point where you have a couple of options. Like, I think off of that trip that you get, there's a couple different skills that'll combo off of it. Oh, okay. It's a horse. What the hell's happening? Like, at their core, a lot of the classes make sense, but I think I'm actually, let me see here. Am I actually slower on this than I am when I'm dismounted? I am. I'm actually faster, not on a mount. Now, the mounts you start off with have like no carry capacity, as you can see. You're gonna want to get a donkey. Donkeys, as far as like creatures, I think have the best carry weight. And then there's like farm wagons that can be upgraded into, it's like carts into wagons into haulers, I think. And then you can get cars, like race cars and stuff, but that's like end game mount progression, I guess. And you can carry more packs, and you can move pretty dang fast too. It's like a car. It's like a legit car in an MMO. It makes no sense, but whatever. You can run packs on that. Now these are just like little quests kind of demonstrating how that stuff works. Oh god. Oh god. Where is this supposed to take this? Let me come over here. The SI has been sent. You're just old kids these days. Use G Fuel. You guys know I drink G Fuel, right? Have you seen my G Fuel? Man, now I feel even worse. Kids nowadays drink G Fuel. I will say this. I only ever started drinking it because I was drinking so much soda that I was afraid I was going to die. And I feel a lot better on G Fuel. I only drink like 2 cups of it. It's like 2 big cups of coffee, caffeine-wise. But yeah, I'm basically just waiting for the news report that tells me that that causes cancer or something. Unfortunately. Hey, Malcolm. What's up, buddy? Oh, Malcolm's a dick! Get out of here, man. Sending me over to Malcolm. I was not prepared for that. Malcolm's a dick!
As Malcolm fell, a gold...
Yeah, nobody cares. He's an asshole, and he's gone now. That's the important thing. I know I do this probably too much, but I just want to say thank you guys for coming tonight. I mean, we're getting kind of closer to the end for tonight. But, I mean, I'm not playing Guild Wars 2, so I'm always surprised when people show up. So thanks for still coming to hang out. I do appreciate you. Give me some things to bounce off of. Talking to you guys about stuff like feet smells and whatnot. Tell me that wasn't totally worth your time, guys. Come on. All right. What am I gonna need for this? Oh, it requires a battle rage level 15. Dang, it's kind of a lot longer than I wanted it to be. I'm not exactly sure when the public test server for Unchained goes live, how long it goes live. I need to look into all that stuff. If I can help it, I'll try to at least be as far as I am here tonight by next week in that game, if that's available or possible. If not, maybe I'll just play the other side. So at least it's not the same map. Well, I guess the different races would probably do that too. Excuse me. I ate a bunch of fried chicken for lunch, guys. I'm kind of on this fried chicken kick. Not healthy, but it's good for your soul, right? Love me some chicken, guys. I used to think that I knew what, like, good chicken was, and I thought of chicken tenders, because that's what I grew up eating. And we never really went to KFC or anything. Not to say that's a gourmet, but, you know, it's like, it's better. I would always just get, like, the chicken that you could get at pizza places, or we'd get the frozen stuff, and my mom would make that. Like, decent fried chicken is actually, like, game-changing for me. Like, oh yeah, I'm full up. Can I just activate these for quests and they're just not in my inventory anymore? No? Okay, well, guess what? I don't really need money on this character anyway, so I'm just gonna... Ooh, I didn't equip it still. Or I unequipped it? I don't know what happened there. Just gonna go ahead and delete some stuff. Make some space. Were you able to get in? Dang, man. G Fuel makes you happy? Do you actually drink G Fuel? I feel so lame, guys. I go into work and I'm like mixing it up, and there's other guys there. They're like, oh man, they're like drinking their protein shakes because they work out before they go into work and stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, me too, man. But I never get any more muscular because all I do is sit in a chair like my whole life. It's great. It's embarrassing, somewhat. I did get myself the pink cup, though. So that's kind of on me. I got it like, oh yeah, this is great. And then once I had it, I was like, dude, you got to take this into work. And not to give too many details away, boys and girls, but I kind of work in a factory situation, as I'm sure most of you guys know. And you know the kinds of people that tend to work there, right? So that's kind of what I'm up against. Here we go. Like, ooh, pink. Oh, I didn't know you were that kind of person. You see what I'm saying? What's happening? Other than me getting absolutely destroyed by a million guys for shooting a single arrow, thank you. It's probably like 3 arrows towards one guy, but still. What am I supposed to do there? Defeat armies? Is that like... okay. I encountered this the other day, too. So what I'm thinking this is like, it's a quest, but it's an event. Like, in terms of Guild Wars. It's like you go there, and there are enough enemies to fight from, like, a event standpoint. But yeah, it's an elite quest, I guess. So, hopefully, when the game launches, those will be, you know, something you can actually complete, because there'll be a stream of players running through, but... And I have been kind of drafting guides for this game, just in case you guys seem legitimately interested, or if there's anything that isn't explained well enough by the tutorials in the game. So maybe that'll be a thing that happens, just so you guys know what's going on. I'm kind of done with, like, update videos, I think, for my channel. I'm just going to talk on here. Anybody who cares can watch, and if not, it'll be on YouTube anyway. But in the grand scheme of things, right? Like, even when I make those update videos, there it is. There's the glider. Even when I make those kinds of videos, like, 5% of the people sub to me even see them, and I end up having to re-explain it anyway. So, and I should just, I don't know. Like, I'm glad I did the poll and everything for making different kinds of content. But, guys, I probably should have just did what I wanted to do and saw how you guys reacted rather than, like, asking your opinion. I don't know. You guys are gonna start to think I'm pretty insecure or something. Oh. Very confident. Don't let those videos fool you. I'm super confident. Confidence is key. Bear Mountain Watcher. What a boring life. Get out of here. I guess it's better than birds. That's a goat, guys. Oh my god, what is this game? This is like some Avatar The Last Airbender animal. Is it just... Oh, wow. Maybe not. I like it. Die. And guess what, buddy? Oh, I was gonna combo you again, but you ran out of HP. What you got here? Oh, I'm sure you guys have noticed this too. There's no dodge roll. It's like my only gripe so far. Other than, you know, probably little stupid stuff. My biggest gripe is that there's no dodge roll. I mean, again, this is a thing. But I'm not entirely sure that 100% negates damage done to you in that time. Let me read the tooltip. Excuse me. Leap backward to escape a dangerous area. Or back from an enemy. Grants drop back buff, eliminating the cast time for Flame Boat. Oh, okay. These are Flame Boat. Flame Bolt. These are synergies. I'm down to do some science. Okay. He's got me stunned. Oh, man. That didn't work out like I wanted it to. This is definitely not one of those games where you can stand around an enemy that's at the same level as you and just not attack them while you're, like, reading something. Definitely not. At least not for the gear I have. I don't know if it's different at endgame, but it's all about the emphasis, guys. Endgame. Whatever that is. I'm just kind of dicking around, guys. I'm admittedly here. Like it. I like it die. Yeah, I mean, that's me in a nutshell right there. Question I'm registering my account for. And for most registration, the username is different. Is it the display name of something else? Well, like, it's not. It might be like a forum display name. if that's what you're asking. Like, mine is not Schmoopin. Mine is, I think it's Commentate is my account or something. I can't remember. It's one of the many ones that I use. Lately, I've been doing Commentate just so I'm hopefully a little bit easier to find in game if that name carries into the game. But yeah, I'm fairly certain it's just like your forum name, because you pick a character name and like, let me see here. Does any of that show up here? Nope. So once you're in game, you're good. Now again, I mean, you can, I don't know if you're registering for an account through them and playing through Steam or how you're doing that. I'm pretty sure all this is on Steam. If you want to play the early access though, you can't get it through Steam. You actually, I think you have to get the Glyph launcher, which I've had for a minute now, and you have to buy into Unchained to do it. I think you can get the cheap one though, the like the $25, $26 one. So I obviously need to farm over there, but let me just get this story boy. Nope. Like, it's kind of a dated game, but at the same time, it just has, like, this quality about it, doesn't it? I don't know. It just still looks okay. Like, it looks okay. To me, this kind of feels like what Guild Wars 2 would have been if they were like, we are making a direct sequel to Guild Wars 1 instead of like, let's make Guild Wars 2, but, like, let's change a bunch of stuff. You know, because that's, like, more or less how it ended up being. And I'm not saying, like, I hate all the changes or anything, but, like, in some ways, this is a better sequel to Guild Wars. Some ways. In other ways, not at all. Nope. First person to live. Everything was taken. Oh, man, that sucks. Hey, at least you got enough creativity to come up with something. Now, let's just hope you don't have to type that in. Because I could see you with 2 numbers in there. Maybe that's hard to remember. I certainly struggle with that kind of stuff. That's why I sort of started regulating the names that I choose a little bit, keeping it down to like 1 of 4 or 5. That way they're varied but not impossible to remember. I have friends who like make a new username for every single thing that they do. Oh my god, look at this. This is some player housing right here. Look at how dense these trees are, guys. Oh my god. So you can literally plant a forest if you want. And I kind of alluded to this earlier, but the reason that people mostly plant trees outside of the lumber resource required to make like cars and houses and all that sort of stuff is that, and this varies based on the tree and the area, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into it. Lightning could strike the tree, and it's got like a different chance, again, depending on what exactly you've planted. But lightning will strike the tree, it'll be all kind of like small and wilted or whatever, and you can harvest it for Thunderwood tree and Thunderwood logs, and those sell for all of the things, at least in a developed economy like the one that we're more or less in right now. I think I've seen videos, now these might have been older, but where people are getting like 150 per log, and I think you get 2 or 3 logs, and like 400 gold for a full tree, and you use these for like building mine carts and stuff, right? So that's what I kind of mentioned it earlier. But since there's so many trees there, I just figured I'd mention. So there's like cool little random things that can happen too. I definitely appreciate that they added that. I'm not sure if there's more to it than that. Like other things that interact with RNG like that, but I do have to type it in. Okay, well that kind of sucks. I'm just saying, like, for memorization's sake anyway. Yeah, I can tell you that at the very least there are a few videos I have planned for ArcheAge. Things that might not be as necessary as some games, but eh. I want to cover it because I've seen a bunch of videos and I just feel like I could do here's the thing, guys. It's like a love-hate thing with me and these kinds of guide videos, because on one hand, I like to just really get in there and be super comprehensive and try to make it as detailed as possible with, but conveying the most information as possible, and I love it. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, I can't do this all the time. That's like where I'm at. But there's this thing called the Blue Salt Brotherhood. They have some quests you can do at level 30 that gets you a free farm, like your first farm to place, which is good to have. And then at level 50, oh yeah, that's what I keep not doing, but whatever, who cares? We're about done anyways, so. But yeah, the quest line is pretty good because it showcases some things. I think it more or less, wow, I'm gonna die. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Oh wow, fails. All right, well, good enough. Good enough. All right, but yeah, so there's these blue salt brotherhood quests. You can do those for the farm, and at level 50 you could do them for a bigger farm. You could do them, I think they branch out eventually, mostly paying for your first farm cart, which can be upgraded, and I think there are even quests through them to upgrade stuff. All this stuff used to be, crafting and stuff that you would do on your own. Now the game kind of holds your hand through it and gives you a lot of this stuff for free, which is not necessarily bad. It just, because like the more people that are running trade packs, the more incentive there is for people to try and stop you from running trade packs. Makes the game more interesting, I think. And there's the donkey mount used to be obtainable through that Mirage Isle, that big cash shop island I was on. Might still be on this version. I'm not sure if it will be still on the other version, but now there's at least a quest you could do to get that as well. Thing is, that's kind of weird, is it seems like they give you the farm cart before they give you the donkey. Farm cart's a little faster than the donkey, if I recall. Not really sure why they do that, but hey. At least you'll have options. And then some of the cars and carts are two-seaters, guys. We're talking two people on the same mount. If you haven't noticed, I've kind of been dropping some features I see in the forums for another game that I play that they've been requesting for a long time. Like check this out, guys. You see this right here? See, it's called the skill saver. Can you guess what this is? You could just save your skills in here. Oh, look at that. You got a couple of profiles. How about that, huh? Player housing. How about that? Fishing. How about that? Oh man, that's pretty crazy. Secondary professions, or tertiary professions, kind of like this has. Different weapons. I don't know. I ran out of stuff, but you get what I'm saying. I think you guys feel me. It's hot. Yeah, it's a really good looking game. I was really looking forward to playing it for you guys and seeing what you thought. I had a lot to say about that game as well. Unfortunately, sorry, I got a lot to talk about all the time. But yeah, guys, I don't know. Definitely check out ArcheAge and Ashes of Creation. Ashes is probably not coming out, like I said, for like another year or so. But I kind of feel like it's an interesting evolution. It effectively starts empty, and through player interaction and certain limitations, this is going to sound super vague, you end up creating a world that's very similar to this, where you have like farmland, then you have like rural areas, cities, bigger cities, and eventually you'll get to like a capital city, essentially. And that's all just, it's random to an extent based on how many people are interacting in a certain area. It's really cool. Log Horizon? You mean the villain in glasses, bud? I've seen some of it. I just haven't finished it. Wait a minute. It's the same as Fortnite. I told you it's I told you it's a battle royale game, didn't I? I mean, that's what I was originally going to play. Just to make sure we're clear, and just so everybody knows, in case anybody else installs Ashes of Creation Apocalypse, it is a battle royale game. But It is a test bed for an MMO. Everything you see there can be put in the MMO modularly. So if you want to know what that MMO is going to be like, play the BR. The BR isn't the MMO. The MMO isn't the BR. They're not connected. They're separate games. The only thing I will say is, if you unlock stuff in the BR, that will be available to you in the MMO, it seems. We have no official release date for the MMO. This could be a long grind, right? It just became early access, so now you can earn stuff for the first time. There are paid battle passes for additional skins and rewards. That is completely up to you. I'm just saying, just so there is not any confusion, Apocalypse is a test and a BR at the same time. And you know, once the MMO comes out, it's still going to be a BR and they're still going to support it, I'm sure. But that's not what we're interested in. We're interested in seeing the progress of the MMO, which the only way we can do that right now is by playing the Battle Royale game. So there's that. Exactly. Currently, it will grow. Yeah, I mean, they're doing Battle Royale right now. They are eventually going to do Castle Siege. They are eventually going to do a Horde mode as well. So like, there's other stuff coming. And then they'll start to alpha test again, just like with ArcheAge here. You can buy a Founders Pack. The Founders Pack gets you nothing but cosmetics in ArcheAge, but in Ashes of Creation, you can actually pay your way into early access. I think, sort of. The alphas and betas, anyway. That's the only reason I haven't bought Ashes of Creation yet, is because I kind of want to get the big beefy one that allows me the most access, but I think that's like 150 bucks or something, I can't remember. But just play the free-to-play Ashes of Creation Battle Royale when you're bored. Wait for updates, maybe follow them on Twitter. Eventually, the game will start to show more of its MMO characteristics, I think. And then eventually we won't have to worry about the BR. We can uninstall that and just start alpha testing the MMO, which I think is going to be really cool. So, enough rambling, guys. It is 3:15 for me. I think I'm going to wrap this up here. I do appreciate you guys coming out for something other than Guild Wars 2, though. As always. The stuff you unlock is mostly cosmetics, yes. And that, too. It's all cosmetics. You're not unlocking features. You're unlocking cosmetics. So, all these games, cosmetic-driven. It's the only reason I'm talking about them. If they were anything other than that, you wouldn't hear me talk about them. I'm not into that. So, anyway, yeah. Thank you guys for coming out. I do appreciate it. And hopefully, well, it seems like I can stream again without crashing. Hopefully the quality wasn't too bad. Hopefully we'll be able to get into the... This is so hard because they both start with an A now. The ArcheAge early access next week. And we'll play some Guild Wars 2. And then after that, maybe Apocalypse will be a little more reliable for streaming. We'll see. I've also been kicking around the idea, and I don't know how many of you guys are going to show up if I do this, but you were in the beta for Ashes of Creation? Interesting, because that hasn't happened yet. Son. What? Hasn't happened. Or are you talking about Apocalypse? Regardless, I have been kicking around the idea of doing, like, surprise random streams in addition to the Friday stream. Just saying. I'm not going to tell you when it's happening, but it might happen. So, in other words, if I really want to play Ashes of Creation, I might just pick some random weeknight and play it once I've confirmed that I can do that reliably. But, longest outro ever. I love you guys. Thank you for coming out here. I look forward to getting married.